Hello and welcome to the Flixters, the place where two movie geeks bring you all the movie reviews and news you can ever want in your lifetime. You can download our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Castbox and Anchor. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter.
Deval, you went kind of like scary there. Scary mode.
It's the Halloween mode, man. It's Halloween.
I know.
It's Halloween, so I've got to get that freak on, you know?
Talking about Halloween, we got loads of likes.
Oh, yeah?
On the, the picture that you put up. You know, we said that we were going to be talking about Halloween. Loads of people love that poster, by the way.
Oh, the movie Halloween, you mean? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, nice.
They love that. I love that picture of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And like, I could feel the energy coming out. People liking it. And then I just thought to myself, I remembered the review of it. Fucking shit.
But you know what? Saying that, we're going to talk about it a bit later.
Yeah.
The film is doing, it's doing crazy.
Let's save that. Anyway. Let's save that bit for a bit. Right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for downloading another episode of The Flixters. We are bringing you episode number 23.
That's like Michael Jordan's number, isn't it?
Gosh. You know what? 23.
Superstar number.
Do you remember 23 episodes ago?
Yes, I do.
We were fumbling around.
I know. Infinity War, isn't it?
Forgetting to press the record button and shit like that. And here we are 23 episodes later. So no, thank you for downloading another episode, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just going to go straight into it. So let's start off with a shout out. So tell us about who we shouting out this week.
Today we're shouting out AL Media.
Okay.
Yeah, AL Media, otherwise known as the original cat Abby, who tunes into the show every week. Who I said last week, actually, we go way back, and I should have mentioned last week that he's part of, he is AL Media, so he's a great person to do. I've collaborated with him for many years, doing short films and all sorts, and he's got his own business now, so he's on another level.
Yeah, man.
So if anyone wants any media work doing or anything like that, AL Media is the place to go for that. So and free plug for you there, Abby.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember he posted, or that they posted up a picture of the setup in the office. I love that whole thing, man. That was brilliant. So cool, man. Yeah, well done, Abby.
There we go. And also Emma, who she's literally just done a little live feed for the show, like a little live broadcast, and she logged on straight away, and she's like,
she was watching live
and direct, which goes to show, like, maybe a live show in the future is something we should consider.
I think we should.
Yeah, once we get our studio in order.
Yeah, like clear all the junk and stuff like that out of the way. Okay, so now let's move on to movie news. And whoa, right, we're still reeling off the whole kind of the Luke Cage stuff.
Crazy.
That was mad, right? So, I mean, I've mentioned it before. I'll just quickly mention it again. Iron Fist, cancelled. Luke Cage, cancelled. So, one of the things that I was kind of looking into, I was like, why? Like, why are they doing this shit? And apparently, it, that thing that we kind of mentioned before about creative differences. That old chestnut. Well, apparently it could have just been down to that as well, where Netflix wanted it to be this type of a show, and Marvel kind of wanted it to be this type of a show, and then in the end, they couldn't agree because the writers apparently had the season all mapped out. But it didn't fit into kind of what the suits wanted, type of thing.
The suits.
Yeah. So, and to me, that's like a shame.
Yeah, it's massive shame. Also, I heard that it had something also to do with maybe the viewing figures and the interest from the people that obviously the viewers that pay for the subscription. And season 1 of Luke Cage had massive interest. Like, I saw like a graph of season 1 of having massive spike in interest. Season 2, interest was really low. Yeah. Similar with Iron Fist. His was actually not as high in a season 1. Season 2, it was almost nothing. People were not interested in it. And I think that's what a lot of the suits analysed. Interest, because interest means money. And if the interest is not high and they're shelling out millions for this show, because also the actors will need to get paid more and more for every season. Yep. So that's also got to be considered. So I think, you're right. Conflict of interest, creative differences, money, but also I think looming behind the scenes as well is that Disney online, Disney online service, man.
That is a big chunk of I think a reason why they're kind of like shifting away from it, because Luke, you know what, and there was kind of like a rumor, and I hope this is kind of true, where Iron Fist and Luke Cage, they team up for Heroes for Hire.
Yeah. So we had that taste in
season 1.
No, in season 2 of was it Iron Fist, or I can't remember which one it was. No, it was Luke Cage, where Iron Fist came on for like an episode, and they had that fight in the warehouse.
Yeah,
and he punched his hand, and it caused like a sonic boom or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar to how Thor would hit Captain America's shield, and it would flatten people.
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah.
But so
hopefully maybe Disney can pull that out of the hat later on. Heroes for Hire, who knows? All right, tell us about Rick and Morty and CBS.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. You know what? This is a massively popular show. Rick and Morty.
I gotta admit, hand on heart, I have not seen this.
I've got to admit, hand on balls, I ain't seen it too.
hand on balls.
Really, like, what would you rather lose, your balls or your heart?
No, I'd fucking hate to lose my balls, mate.
Exactly. So I'd rather have my balls, So this Rick and Morty is massive anyway. It's on Netflix, I think, now as well.
Right. Okay.
But CBS, the writers of the show, are to make a Star Trek animated series, so totally separate to obviously Rick and Morty. But I think it will carry across that Rick and Morty wacky sort of vibe, and it's a bit crazy. Rick and Morty, they're quite X-rated, aren't they? It's a couple of cartoon characters that I think Seth Rogen voices one of them, and they're just mad. They have like different. It's kind of like like obviously Simpsons was like a game changer.
Yeah.
Family Guy took it to the next level. Rick and Morty obviously is just another level of that, and it's crazy.
Okay.
From what I've seen and heard anyway.
And it's interesting to kind of like see Star Trek then go into kind of like an animation.
Yeah, I think Star Trek seems to be put in its hands and people that are very not in that vein.
Yeah, and
Tarantino. He's doing Star Trek. I mean, who would have thought?
And not only that, talking about Star Trek, Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth, they've kind of like moved away from it.
Yeah.
So
too many Chris's in
exactly. And I'm sure Thor is going to be like expecting a bigger role, and who knows? All right, this is kind of like comic-y, Cloak and Dagger.
So Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. I watched season 1. It was really good.
Yeah.
Well, and I say really good. It was good.
Yeah. What, better than
I
Iron
enjoyed
Fist?
it. I wouldn't say so. It was different. I wouldn't say it was better, but it was in some ways it was the characters and there was less clutter in this. So I guess the narrative and the stories were quite direct and so on, and it was because it was new as well.
Yeah,
maybe that was why it was good. But that was different. Two young characters. Basically, they get powers from some sort of experimentation that's gone crazily wrong, and they both get powers. One of them is a blonde girl who has the ability to create these magical daggers.
Okay,
and they really light up, and she's got these daggers anyway,
and just throw them, and
she can just, and then they disappear. Like they're basically like they can go for anything,
right?
And another one's this guy.
He's got a cloak.
He's got a cloak, but also he can teleport. So once he puts the cloak on, he can be somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And when they get together, their powers like just a bit like how Hancock. Like when they come together, it's something mad happens, and they're learning to try and control it.
Okay.
But they're both temperamental. They're both like teenagers. They both got different issues outside of their powers, which makes it all interesting. But season 2 has started filming, and it's going to come out next year, hopefully.
Okay.
So yeah.
And the interesting thing is, this isn't Netflix. This isn't Amazon Prime.
No, but it's on.
This isn't
Hulu.
Sky.
I think it's on Hulu. I think. Yeah.
Hulu got the rights to it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Exactly.
All right. Now, tell me, who's Lewis Tan?
Who is Lewis Tan? Lewis Tan is the man. No, I'm joking. No. So Lewis Tan, I believe he was in Hawaii Five-0.
Right. Okay.
He's basically, they say that he's going to be Batman in Titans.
Oh.
It hasn't been confirmed, but there's like in episode, I don't want to say it because I'm going to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
But there's an episode where you get to see
like a shot, or
it's like a very cleverly shot frame of Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
You don't get to see his face, but you get to see other parts of him.
Okay.
And some people are saying it's Lewis Tan, who used to be in or I think it might still be in Hawaii 5-0.
Right. Okay.
So it's just like a bit of a rumor mill out there, sort of spinning away, grinding away. But he does look the part. And if it is him, then I'm sure he'll do a good job.
Yeah.
But Titans is really developing. I watched an episode just the other day, and it's really good.
Really?
I look forward to watching it every week.
Okay, cool.
It's like, it's quite bloody.
Yeah, so
they don't mess about.
So that thing about it being like 18 rated, and
they don't mess
the swearing
F-bombs,
and whatnot.
People get dealt with.
Good.
They get dealt with.
Because that's what I want to see from that dark.
It's dark, yeah. It's
DC dark.
Exactly. It's dark.
Now, all right, listen, this next piece of news it refers to the Swamp Thing. And I remember the Swamp Thing, this has been spoken about for, I'm talking about years and years and years. There's been there was talk about James Cameron involved in doing a Swamp Thing film. And I can't remember one of these companies that was like big in the 80s and then they went bankrupt and stuff. So this whole thing, Swamp Thing, has been around for a long time. So it's quite interesting to read this one. So tell us about Swamp Thing.
That's coming to the DC streaming service. Release date is going to be next year. I believe it's fall of next year.
You stop that. Fall, autumn.
Look, we're in international.
Fall/autumn.
So I believe it should be that time next year. And Gerald Prescott is an actress who's meant to be playing a character called Madame Xanadu.
Okay.
Xanadu
could also be.
Yeah, she's like she's got mystical powers. She's a bit like a fortune teller. She's got these powers of mysticism, and she is not known yet if she's going to be a goodie or baddie. I think in the comics she's quite like I don't know. She's sort of a bit like a dungeon master type person, or like Madam Web in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Someone who reveals themselves to to the hero or whatever it might be, and gives them a bit of advice.
Yeah, a bit of clue here and there.
Yeah, but at the same time doesn't she's not going to be nice and pretty towards him. She'll be hard, he might need need a bit of a hard hand. So that's. She's been cast, and I guess they're really firing up with the filming.
With the DC kind of universe
it's
on
growing.
Small screen. This is what they wanted.
Got Doom Patrol coming out soon, or next year.
Yeah.
So
who knows? They could even do a whole Joker thing as well, where they focus just in on the Joker. I mean, I'm just spitballing.
Limitless
I don't know,
possibilities.
It's just all out there, isn't
we've
it?
how many Jokers we've got running around now? So
Exactly.
another Joker won't make much difference.
I'm with a Joker right now as well. So
clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right.
Here I am. Now, all right. Talking about mysticism and ancient people. Now, this next character, there was a lot of backlash about this person.
Whitewashing.
So this whole thing about whitewashing. So I'm referring to the ancient one from Doctor Strange. And Tilda Swinton was cast to play the ancient one in Doctor Strange. And in the comic books, obviously, it's not... The ancient one isn't white.
No, but there's a reason behind it.
Is it because of the many forms that she can...
No, because in the comics, the ancient one was like Tibetan or something like that.
Yeah.
And the sort of the suit reason, the money reason, is because if they had a Tibetan character in a major Hollywood or Disney blockbuster, they couldn't release that in China. And that will mean a lot of money in China is going to be unaccounted for. They can't have that.
Because they won't watch any...
They won't. They don't recognize
Tibet.
Exactly. So that's the reason. And also, I guess, to make it totally separate, they made her... Celtic or white or whatever. She's got Celtic origins.
But obviously we would never know that from the...
No.
Because I don't remember that ever being explained, like her Celtic roots.
It was in Doctor Strange. It was just like one little line that Mordo says, she's got Celtic roots or something like that.
Okay.
But it wasn't anything major. But yeah, so basically the Ancient One is set to return in Avengers 4.
Yes.
One of the producers confirmed that. And gone into the next topic. There's going to be a lot of flashbacks from what I hear,
and this, I think this whole fits in with the whole timeline thing as well.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So there's going to be time is going to be played around with like a baby playing with a rattle. Literally just playing around, flipping it here, flipping it there,
around.
Exactly. Time is going to be messed up. So expect there to be flashbacks. Also, there was was it Frank Grillo? The one that plays Crossbones. Yeah, he's
going to be in there.
Yeah, he spoke about it on some sort of interview that he had. He's a bit naughty, actually. Did you hear what he said?
He said, "I can get away with this because I'm not going to be in the future."
That's very naughty. I think He's not, even though he's not going to be in it. Don't spoil it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for everyone else.
So this is then gonna go back to Civil War.
Yeah. When he got dealt with by Cap.
he got blown up, didn't he?
He tried to blow up Cap, but then Scarlet Witch contained the bomb within him, threw him up in the air, and then the bomb blew up and killed people in the building, which sort of sparked off the events.
I think he's a good actor, Frank Grillo.
Yeah, he was also in the Purge election year, I think it was. So.
And in a kind of a Getaway Driver. Did you ever see that one?
I didn't get to see it, but I know which film we're talking about.
Yeah, he's in that. He's good. He's all right. All right, here we go. Black Widow. So let's bring on Black Widow and the Eternals.
Yes, I don't mean the girl group. But
not the girl group. We're talking about that Marvel film. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so as we mentioned a few weeks ago, Black Widow is going to have her own movie.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
That's confirmed. Yeah. That's there.
Yeah,
and the Eternals also is going to have a movie, and they're both supposedly going to be released in 2020, which is only. Well, it's 2 years. They say Black Widow is going to come out in May or April 2020, and the Eternals will come out in November, October.
Right. So
2020.
one at the beginning of the year, and then
so in that year, only 2 films will come out. So we've been spoilt for the past couple of years.
And is that because of the whole? We're not going to see a Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
That's supposedly the reason. That's going to take its place. But the Eternals is meant to be kicking off like a new phase within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Eternals, I mentioned it a few weeks ago. The Eternals
I can't get my brain around it. Go on, just break it down again.
Deep set of people.
Right. Okay.
They're a deep set of, what's his name? Thanos is derives from Eternals. He's a deviant Eternal, which are like the mutant variety of Eternals. But the Eternals also stem from the human race.
So what, are they good people though?
The Eternals are
apart
they're civilization. Even the deviants are, not all of them are bad. They're just born with a mutant gene that makes them look and
like
sort of,
Thanos.
Yeah, or otherwise. And basically, so the Eternals also dip into the Celestials. So the Celestials, I think they created the Eternals, and they made them to be guardians. Because they knew a war was coming, and within the Eternals, within the Eternals, deviants were created. Yeah. There was a civil war between the deviants and the Eternals, which decimated Titan, and then after that, the rest of the Eternals sort of had a civilization and tried to live out their lives and so on. But it all dips in. So basically, from the Eternals, we're going to find out about the Celestials. We're going to find out about the Kree. We're going to find out about Thanos' old civilization, Titan, the planet that they went to try and...
Which was all destroyed afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's all these different offspins of the Eternals that is going to really lead into different areas, and it's going to be quite far distanced from the Earth-based sort of storylines.
That's interesting. And we don't know anything about casting yet, though, do we?
Nothing yet. But I mean, they look quite humanoid, Eternals. So, I think
could be you.
It could be. I could be an Eternal.
Oh my god! I tell you what, it's brilliant. It's all just so exciting, and I'm like geeking out over here because these are new characters, new storylines, and people are going to be like, shit. But what about Tony? What about Captain America and stuff? Yeah. And I think they've been doing it for 10 years now. Yeah. So we need to see some kind of new stuff come through. It
will lead in. It'll be like Guardians. It'll be separate, but still have a bit of a link, because obviously Star-Lord's got a link to Earth, and the Eternals will have a link to Earth. Yeah. But they say also the Eternals story will be from millions of years ago. It won't be now. Oh, because these people have been remember Star-Lord's dad, Kurt Russell. Ego Living Planet. Yeah, he came from he was a Celestial.
Right. And he was one of the first ones, basically.
He was So he was around from years ago. So it all sort of spawns on from that.
Sure.
And there's different Celestials that did different things, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Just jog my robotic brain again. Now, tell me about the Watchers. Who are the Watchers?
The Watchers are a different level of thing. The Watchers basically are a small group of I think they're quite highly powered, but they never use their powers. Basically, they watch and observe everything that happens in the universe.
Okay.
So they literally document it, and who they tell, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if they tell
like writing it down somewhere.
They write it down if they report to the living tribunal, or if they report to the one above all, or eternity, or infinity. I'm not sure who they report to, but these entities do exist.
Yeah.
Infinity. Oh no, eternity was mentioned in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The Living Tribunal was mentioned in Doctor Strange. These are massively powerful.
Shit, man.
Like, the Living Tribunal is the second most powerful entity within the Marvel Cinematic and Marvel comic universe. Above the Living Tribunal is the one above all, which is basically God in Marvel.
In Marvel,
And there was a scene in Doctor Strange when Mordo and Doctor Strange were having a little like sparring fight in the courtyard, and then Mordo said, sometimes we imbue these weapons with powers because I
love that bit.
So then he gets out the staff and says, "This is the staff of the Living Tribunal." And then when he said that, oh my gosh, my heart skipped a beat, because if he's mentioned in the Living Tribunal in the comics during the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, Thanos goes crazy with the Infinity Gems. No one can stop him. It all goes mad, and the Living Tribunal steps in.
Whoa.
He steps in, but he doesn't step in to stop Thanos, because he says what Thanos is doing is still bringing balance to the universe. So he doesn't actually like stop Thanos. It's only afterwards that things go kind of crazy. I won't spoil it, but the Living Tribunal is so powerful. Like literally he or she can do anything.
Flip it. Look, we got tribunals, we got watchers, we got celestials flipping. Oh, just interesting. Are you like a watcher or are you a doer? Imagine if there was one called they're watching dogging, the doggers.
We saw the doggers. Oh my gosh, you're on the next level. Sorry, you're on the next level. We saw the watchers at the end credits of Guardians 2, and Stan Lee was there. So people were saying, "Oh, so what? Is Stan Lee a watcher? Because he appears in every film." Yeah. Some people are saying he's a watcher, reporting back to them, because even in that scene, he says, "Oh yeah, so." This and this and that. He actually said something that he was there to see. Oh, possibly. So he could be a watcher reporting back.
That is interesting.
Who knows?
You know what was really funny though? Watching you geek out over there and talking about the whip of the tribunal or the stick of the tribunal.
I love that scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, you should have seen Duval, man. It was like, he was there. Right, okay. Now hang on. Right. Alex Garcia Lopez, that name.
Alex Garcia Lopez.
Come on,
he directed
Alex?
The episode of a few episodes of Daredevil.
Right.
But he directed the episode, spoiler guys, but there's an episode of Daredevil with an 11-minute fight scene in the prison.
Oh, man.
It involved 50 stunt people, and it was done in one take.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm on episode, so thankfully I saw the episode. So I'm on episode 7. Like, you've seen the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
And I think, is this episode 5 or 6? I think
I can't remember.
I tell you what, right?
I can't remember.
The whole thing, man, was just edge of your seat.
Heavy fight scene, all in one take.
I know.
He said that it took quite a while to nail it,
to choreograph it and everything.
But he actually said that they did it first take quite well.
Wow.
But they had to do some more takes. And the more takes they did, the more mistakes happened.
Yeah. So how many people, how many stunt people?
50.
50 people.
Yeah. All done in one take. That they use a prison that's go and like map out the fight scenes and all that. And it must be tiring to do.
Of course, and this
11
is what,
minutes,
and this is what you want to see from filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be like,
that's what you call
surprised.
challenging.
Exactly.
To capital C. And
just one more thing. There's that fight scene that I loved, and then again, another spoiler alert. So later on in the series, there's a fight scene between
Daredevil and Bullseye,
which I thought was brilliant as well, because Bullseye, he's unhinged.
Yeah.
He's like off his he's off the rocker, basically, right? And he's fighting Daredevil, and Daredevil is like, how am I going to beat this guy?
Yeah.
I can't beat him. He's too good. He's too strong. He's too fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Daredevil, watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Please don't let them cancel it. Seriously, man. All right.
I hope not.
So that's that. All right. Okay. Come on. We've spoken about Rambo before. Tell us about Stallone, man.
So yeah, Rambo 5's coming out next year, isn't it?
Yeah, next year.
And Stallone, there was an image that was posted on Instagram.
Yeah, he loves his Instagram. This guy.
I know. He's got this this mad looking blade. The blade has a name.
I didn't even know that.
Heartstopper. The blade is called Heartstopper.
When you have a weapon which is called a Heartstopper, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, you better be running,
Exactly.
man.
And this blade looks twisty.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of damage it's doing, but it looks twisty. It's a funny looking blade.
But think about it. If you're going to go up against the Mexican cartels and you got to fight fire with fire, right?
Yeah.
Because they know some, they know some tricks.
They don't mess around.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, anytime I see a big knife in a film, I just automatically call it a Rambo knife.
Yeah, it is.
Like the big knife with kind of like
serrated edges.
Yeah, and it's got the little sort of missing bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's just massive, like a Crocodile Dundee almost kind of knife. One of those. Yeah. It's mad, but yeah, this blade.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. I love that. All right, okay. So we mentioned obviously Halloween, like the scary shit that's going on, but. Come on, Deval, drop some facts here. Drop some facts.
Yeah. Some facts, yeah.
Go
opening weekend.
Drop it.
Yeah, opening weekend, 34, $36 million. Opening weekend.
Yeah, that's mad.
Or even opening day, I believe.
Yeah.
For Halloween. And then so far in the US box office, 100 million. Yeah?
Bro, not even Ant-Man and the Wasp got that.
Nah. How's Halloween, the film that we saw that we cussed, yeah,
exactly,
is taken in this. A sequel has already been planned.
I was reading an article. So Danny McBride and the director, they've already said, listen, we've got ideas, and they didn't want to speak about the ideas, but now that it's taken so much money,
they have to.
For sure. It's just going to happen.
Halloween's not even here yet.
I know.
Yeah, so when Halloween comes and people go out and see it again, it's going to be like 200 million.
Now, this is obviously, we're talking about North American box office. It'd be interesting just to see kind of how it fares over here in Europe and in England.
Yeah,
and we'll speak about that, in a moment.
Australia will a piece of the pie. All the countries are going to,
Yeah, and keeping it with the horror theme, tell us about The Conjuring.
The Conjuring 3, yeah. It is set for June 2019 release. The Conjuring, I must say, I'm just going to take a pause here, yeah. The Conjuring Part 1. That film.
I loved it.
That film, that film is scary.
I know, man.
Yeah?
I know.
Not many films scare me these days, but that film, Conjuring 1 and Conjuring 2, but Conjuring 1, it is mad scary.
You know the bit that got
the
me?
Washing line. I knew you were going to say that.
The washing line, but also the bit was the mum.
Oh, yes.
She's sleeping in the bed, and then the thing flipping gets in. Oh, man, I swear.
Yeah. And is it The Conjuring as well, where there's a black kind of beast on the wardrobe? Oh my gosh. That is mad, you know.
It's crazy.
The Conjuring is mad.
And what a word, The Conjuring.
I know.
What the hell? What are you conjuring?
The thing is, you only use those words when it's something negative. Like, it's the one that's like serpent words and weep. Okay, we've got 3 words now for horror, yeah? We've got conjuring, serpent, and weep. Yeah? Those words are not used for anything positive.
Seriously.
Like to conjure, what does conjuring mean? To bring something up?
Yeah.
Or to like, I don't know, to reveal or
to
something?
Reveal, to produce something.
To produce something. You conjure a spell, don't you?
Yeah,
it's like,
but you're producing something which is out of this world.
That's what I'm saying.
Unholy.
Exactly.
Almost.
You don't say, oh, darling, what's up? What do you fancy to eat? Okay, I'm going to conjure up a nice little spaghetti. I'm going to conjure up a nice little spaghetti bolognese. Do you fancy that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just conjure up a cup of tea, yeah?
It's so true, though. It's just so true. So, and I think, go on.
I was going to say, so part 3, out June 2019, is again going to derive from a true life story. So part 1 was the haunted house. Part 2 was the Enfield haunting, which we've seen depicted numerous times. And I've seen the documentary for that as well. It's shit scary, mate. It is shit scary.
Oh, what about at the end of The Conjuring 2, they showed the real life pictures?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to Enfield today after this.
Gosh.
So I wonder if I'm going to drive past that
house.
I'm going to Enfield, flipping heck.
Oh, man.
Better not conjure up any spirits,
exactly, mate. Just make sure there's no weeping ladies. Right, okay, so, all right. And we've spoken about Mila before, right? You know, Mila Jovovich, she's Fifth Element, Underworld. No, sorry, no, not Underworld.
Oh, you mean Resident Evil?
Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So why is she in the news again?
Yeah, she's basically revealed on her Instagram a picture of Monster Hunter of the suit.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know what? I didn't realize. I totally forgot. Monster Hunter the game is Capcom.
Right.
Do you know what else is Capcom?
Is
Resident Evil's Capcom.
Yeah.
So Capcom have got her on lockdown.
And isn't Capcom Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally Capcom. Yeah.
Massive titles.
Yeah, it's mad. Devil May Cry is Capcom 2, I think.
Yeah.
That's a wicked title, by the way.
Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they should have renamed it Devil May Weep.
Imagine that. Oh shit, man.
But yeah, so she revealed this picture of her suit, and the suit does look good. It does look good, and I can imagine Monster Hunter. It's literally the name's on the tin.
Yeah,
she hunts monsters like these massive, beastly looking monsters. Hunts them down. She's got this massive weapon, massive sword. They use magic, all sorts. So why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing. Something that you said last week. Something that you said about Michael Myers. You said, you know what, right? He's so powerful. Why didn't they get him to kill Thanos?
It's true. It's true.
That kills me.
Mad powerful. This guy's walking around, dodging bullets, walking around. Nothing's touching him. Let him go and face the Infinity Stones, man.
He'll come out unscathed.
Trust me.
Oh shit. So all right. So that's Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely we'll watch this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's going to be out next year. Maybe late next year, possibly. We have to wait and see. But also, I didn't realize Paul W.S. Anderson.
Why does that name?
He directed a lot of the Resident Evil films.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what else he directed? Which is a gangster film. Gangster. Came out in 1997.
Kings of New Jack City. No. What?
It's a horror type film. Came out in 1997. I'll tell you one person that stars
Eddie Murphy.
and you'll get it. No. Lawrence Fishburne. 1997. A horror film. Lawrence Fishburne. He directed it. I had no idea. This guy's from Newcastle.
No.
Horror film. Don't think of it.
Horror film, Lawrence Fishburne.
Man, I'm telling you, a gangster horror film.
No, put me out of my misery.
Event Horizon.
OMG, really?
Exactly, yeah.
So this guy's been, oh shit, I didn't even realise that.
Me too. But he's gangster for that. That's a good film.
Yeah,
Event Horizon.
I remember that one.
When you think about it, this ship has gone somewhere that is
rogue and it's just like
uncharted. They don't know. It's gone the hyperdrive. That's the film where Sam Neill talks about the black hole and things going in it and stuff like that.
And where do they go?
Exactly. And it came back and it brought back all these horrors.
Yeah.
Think about it. That happens in real life.
I mean, it was just. I think it was just in the news recently about a superverse that they just found.
Serious,
bro?
Are you bullshitting?
I swear to God, seriously. Okay. I mean,
oh my gosh,
I can't bullshit you when it comes to science, man. Fucking hell, 23 episodes in, I'm like, I wish I knew what I was talking about. Okay, so now Kathleen Kennedy, who is now she's the head honcho at.
She's like a bigwig at Disney, isn't it?
Yeah,
and she deals with a lot of Star Wars and stuff.
She can make and break movies, basically.
Yeah.
And tell us about what she's doing.
Yeah, she just came out and said, yo guys, Boba Fett is done. Boba Fett is no more.
So this is going on, right? This is going to happen, isn't it?
No, Boba Fett is not happening.
Oh, it's not what?
Yeah, it's cancelled. It's not happening. That's what I'm saying. She came out and said, Boba Fett ain't happening, guys. See you later.
And could this be because of like Solo
backlash or whatever?
Yeah.
I think they're reevaluating what's important, what people want, and what they're going to make money from.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett is well loved, but I think Solo was also well loved. But then they realised
they messed it up.
Love doesn't always equal success.
Exactly.
What's love got to do with it?
But it's so true,
what's
man.
Love?
But Tina, seriously, I get it. No, I know exactly what you're saying. But this is why we've got. But this is why we've got your mate Jon Favreau doing
the Mandalorian stuff and all that.
And you said, remember, Boba Fett and his clan is in that, right?
Yeah, they could cross over, which I think is perfect, maybe not focus it all on Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And have him cross over, because even Taika Waititi is going to be in it. And we know Boba Fett is also from like New Zealanders, because all the clones are like New Zealanders, aren't they?
Because the actor who played Boba Fett in the new ones, he's that
he's a New Zealander,
that Kiwi actor.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but he's a beast.
But, so if like, I reckon they could cross over somehow. So Boba Fett ain't happening, guys.
It ain't happening.
Yeah,
and that might be a good thing, actually.
Yeah, I know a lot of people will be disappointed, but I think, you know, Disney are just hedging their bets and thinking, do you know what?
I think they've got so much shit going on at the moment.
They can. I think best thing to do, bring him in slow. Don't make it all about him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and finally, now I'm going to just
talking about Kiwis.
Yeah, I'm going to just talk about. I'm going to mention the names: Julian Dennison.
Yep.
Denai Guerrera.
Yep.
Brian Tyree. Henry and Eric. Who are those guys?
So Fire Fist is the first one. And My King, Wakanda Forever is the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, the third one, I can't.
Go on, you do it.
I can't do this. I don't know what kind of accent. It's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Okay. Listen, if anyone can do accents, it's you. Just make one up.
What up, man? Let's go, man. Let's go. I don't know.
That's just generic.
I know.
All right,
and then Eric, I wrote Eric because his real name is Alexander Skarsgård. I'm saving characters here.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, Alexander Skarsgård, who's a brother of the Bill Skarsgård. What's his name?
Yeah, Bill, and there's a few.
There's all these Skarsgårds running around. So Alexander Skarsgård. But to start off with, Julian Dennison, Denai Guerrera, Brian Tyree Henry, and Alexander Skarsgård are all going to be in Godzilla versus King Kong.
Boom! What a mashup!
Bang! Exactly, and that's also Millie Bobby Brown. She's in it. So it's next year is next year is Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yeah, sorry.
And then this is going to be
after
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So that's going to be out probably 2 years after, maybe.
And I think people have been talking about doing this for such a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to work it out, but I mean, they'll fix it in.
They'll sort it out. Yeah. I mean, Fire Fist will shoot off his sparks. Okoye will just shoot off her spears.
Exactly, or her samurai sword.
Exactly. Yeah. Either way, she'll just get down with it. Alexander Skarsgård, he's a vampire, mad strong.
Exactly.
He can just do his thing, and then Tyree Henry can just. Cap their ass,
Cap their asses, man. They've got it covered, bro. All right, so that's movie news for you, and that was really good. So now let's look at what's on Blu-ray, and
nice box office, man. You're skipping it.
You know what? Seriously, man, I'm losing it. It's all the weight that I'm carrying. Skippity doo. Right, okay.
All the Terry weight.
All the Terry weight that I'm holding. Listen, look, let's rewind that.
Rewind.
So look, the UK's box office top 10 films, ladies and gentlemen, and oh God, is this still in there? The House with a Clock in its Walls.
It is, yeah, it is.
It's done all right. Do you know that?
It's done all right. Yeah, it's done all right. And that's the UK. Somewhat 7.7 million altogether.
Yeah, which is Ant-Man and the Wasp territory. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's true, you know.
Seriously, I keep thinking about that's the one thing that I keep thinking about.
Yeah.
So that's sitting at number 10.
And I think this week as well, because it's in the UK, it's half term that's just happened. So next week, I think the figures may be better.
Yeah, and probably racked up a few more views. All right, so number 9 is Event Cinema, and this is Samson and Delilah.
Oh, is that what it? Oh, you just translated
I just deciphered it.
You just, because I was thinking, what's Simon's Delilah? Simon's Delilah.
Samson and Delilah. So, and you know what? I've got to say, it's a great story.
Do you know what? Last week we mentioned Samson and Delilah in one of our DVDs. Remember?
You effing did.
Yeah.
What was that? It was called.
It's just called Samson, I think. Yeah. Look at that. See?
Look at that.
Yeah, see?
Great biblical story.
Yep.
Right, so that's kind of like an event cinema. So that's like that opera. Go check it out if you really want to do that. Okay.
This isn't hunting or killing anyone.
This is bloody hell. So sorry, let me start again. So number 8 is Hunter Killer. Now this film, right, it stars Gerard Butler.
Leonidas.
Yes. It's got
Commissioner Gordon.
Oscar winner Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
It's got Toby Jones.
Oh, from Doctor Doom. No, that's someone else, isn't it?
No, that's someone else.
It's got Common.
It's got
Mr.
Common in it.
Microsoft advert man.
Exactly, I know. It's got Rashida. No, sorry, not Rashida Jones. Cardinelli. She was in.
I don't know.
Okay, she was in A Simple Plan.
Oh, okay.
A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you remember that painter, the one that she's kind of had tattoos on her arm, and she was like.
I'll just say yes, but I don't really.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's at number 8. We'll speak about that later on.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm surprised though, actually. All right, okay. So sitting at number 7 is First Man, which again, I mean, so much stuff has been said about this film.
Yep.
You know, a journey into space.
I actually saw it this week.
Oh, and
I caught up with it. I was going to ask you actually. It's a good film.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I was really tired and I missed the last 10 seconds. So I need to ask you what happened when okay, a little bit of a spoiler. When he's in the decontamination thingy,
Yeah.
he's in a room. This is right at the end.
That
And
is
then
literally right at the
She
end.
comes and sits down. What happens?
Literally, they look at each other
And
and
then-
they just like hand to hand on the window,
okay.
and it ends.
And that's what I missed. Like, I saw her walk in,
Yeah.
and then I woke up and it was credits.
Yeah. So basically, it was kind of, you know, that human story, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, you know, I've gone to space, I'm
Yeah.
coming down, but it's you and me.
Okay.
Like, I'm here with you,
Okay.
type of thing. Really interesting film. All right, okay. Numero 6 is Smallfoot, which have not
I've
seen.
not seen, and I won't see.
No. Yeah, I don't know much about this one.
Neither do I. Well, we said a kid that's got small feet,
Feet.
some sort of animation. LeBron James is in it.
That's it.
James Corden's in it. Common's in it again.
Wow.
Common's in 2 films
he's in a lot, yeah.
in top 10.
All right, so,
Commonality there, isn't it?
man, you
It's
are
a
on
commonality.
fire. You're on fire, man.
Got things in common.
Okay, so number 5, and it's still doing well.
Yeah,
Still
Benom, number 5.
Number 5.
When did it come out again? Early October, isn't it? October the 5th or 6th?
I want to say episode 21.
Yeah, you're time fuse episodes now, yeah?
Actually, no, it might have been episode 20.
Episodes, oh my gosh, you're talking episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and what can you say, just like briefly on Venom?
It's good, it's enjoyable. That's it. He said briefly, what else you want? You want more?
No, it was just enough so that I could drink my drink.
Oh, okay. Well, if I would have a drink as well. No, I think that was a good film. I enjoyed it. My expectations were low, so I wasn't disappointed.
Exactly.
And the box office is I think, reflecting that. So
And
it's worth a watch.
Yeah, and it took a lot in America. All right, number 4, Johnny English Strikes Again. I haven't
Yep.
seen it. It's Mr. Bean, does James Bond, and, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, goofy, funny.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Number 3, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween. Mm-hmm. Now, what do we know about this?
It's got Jack Black.
Okay,
So he's
again?
in 2 films in the top 10.
Wow.
And it's a bunch of kids, like, you know, going on adventures during Halloween.
All right.
Goosebumps. It's Goosebumps, the sort of stories, the Halloween stories or whatever.
So
that used
what,
to come
based
out.
on a book or something?
I think so, yeah,
All right.
something like that.
All right, cool. And at number 2, we've got Halloween.
Yep, Halloween. And we've got to say it's number 2, but it's only number 2 by about 200 grand.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. But Halloween is still making the monies. It's still making the monies here.
It's rolling in Michaels, man. Seriously. I'm not joking. But I mean, look, go back to episode 22.
Yeah.
You'll hear us speak about it. I wasn't entirely impressed with it. I've got some reservations. There were some things in there, ropey dialogue. The best thing about Halloween for me was the kid, which we did a shout out.
100%.
Yeah, this is like, you know, really, really good. But hey, like, what do we know? It's taken 100 mil worldwide. Is probably like, you know, probably might be on about 152.
Maybe,
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Like, who knows?
yeah.
Once it hits China, wow.
Yeah, true.
All right, and the UK's box office number 1 film is A Star Is Born.
Which is it's doing really well.
Doing
And
really
it seems to
well.
be doing well week on week, getting better. I think a lot of the success from this film, obviously, is the performances and the film itself. But a lot of people are spreading the word, because every person I've spoken to about this film has said it's an 8 out of 10
Yes,
or more. Everyone loves it,
I know.
and different kind of people as well. Not the same sort of demographic or anything.
Yeah.
Everyone is loving this film. So
totally.
it could be one for the Oscars, you know.
And one thing that I just want to quickly mention, so at number 1, it's taken the gross total for this is nearly 15 mil.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Venom, like sitting at number 5, it's 16 and a half.
That's been out for much longer.
It's been out for much longer.
Yeah.
So it's going to catch up. That's going to take another 2-3 mil.
Yeah.
Easy. Right. Okay. So that is now the the UK's box office top 10. Now we can move on to Out This Way on Blu-ray. And we've got a few here, which are really, really cool. Now the first one is let's talk of First Purge.
First Purge.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw it, and I said it should have been the last Purge.
Oh yes, that was
I went to cinema for this.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the film wasn't rubbish. I just think it didn't really take us anywhere different.
Yeah.
Some of the acting was good. Actually, one of the actors in the film is going to be on. He's going to be the new Cyborg on the TV in DC. Yeah, not in Titans. He's going to show up in Doom Patrol.
Right. Okay.
He might show up in Titans. I'm not too sure, but I think he's going to really be in Doom Patrol.
And Cyborg, we know from Justice League.
Yeah. He's that character. Yeah, exactly. So he's a British guy, so he's now in America doing his thing. Good work.
All the top actors, all British actors, man.
I'm shocked. Like last week, you were shocked that our friend
Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia. Yeah, she's going to be in
Widows.
That
I
film
saw the trailer.
Good, you know? That film. I didn't know it's
Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
this film looks gangster.
12 Years a Slave.
This film looks gangster. Anyway,
we'll speak. Yeah,
we digress. But
finally on that Purge, there's an Amazon TV show.
Yes,
Amazon Prime Purge show.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like. So
neither do I. But I can imagine it's going to be more purgy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, every episode is a purge.
Every week we're purging.
And then this film we kind of like you went back to revisit the first episode. So we're talking about Sicario. Sicario 2.
Yes.
And Benicio del Toro.
Exactly. Thanos as well, wasn't it?
Josh Brolin. It kind of, for me, it did move the story forward. It had a different take on it. You know, dark, brooding. It didn't do as well as the first one.
No.
It didn't do as well critically as the first one. But for me, I there was enough in it that I liked.
Okay. So that's out this week as well. So yeah.
What else is out?
Another one, Mandy, which I really enjoyed. Came out of the blue. With a lot, I was going to say. But yeah, Mandy, Nicolas Cage. And it's a bleak, it's a surreal, it looks some parts experimental. It's just a crazy experience of a horror film, and a bit like a horror film, Mad Max and Halloween mixed with what else can you mix it with? Hostel, mixed with all sorts. It's a mad film, but it's a really, really good film. I liked it.
There isn't going to be a sequel, is there?
Who knows?
Okay.
But the music also was done by the same person who done Sicario 1. Janssen Jorgensen. He passed away, unfortunately, now. Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of the Denis Villeneuve films, Arrival, what's the other one? The other one is the Blade Runner 2049.
Sicario.
Yep. So a lot of those films, he done the sound. So the music and the score, I should say, for Mandy is good.
It's good, right?
Lots of drones and it adds to the mood, you know?
Yeah, I love that. And the next film on there is a film that you watched and you reviewed, I think, way back in episode 4, I think. And I still have not seen this, and I really want to see it because I love documentaries. But tell us about Whitney briefly.
It's a really, really good documentary, actually, and just details the life of her from her early gospel singing days in the church when she was a teenager, or an early teenager, I should say, to obviously her success, ups and downs, and until the last days of her life, really. But it talks about it from all kinds of perspectives: family, business partners, and fans, and everything. So yeah, it's really, I guess, visceral view of her life, and you get the whole experience in it. But yeah, it's well made as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited about this, but kind of not excited. Excited because it's a 4K version of The Matrix, and not excited because then it just reminds me why the hell they didn't make Matrix 2 and 3
better.
Like better. But for me, this is The Matrix we're talking about, and I love that film.
Yeah. And I've noticed a lot now, a lot of the old school films are getting its 4K treatment. And I don't know how it's going to look, because at the time, it wasn't shot in anything that...
High def, was it?
Yeah, no? I think high definition probably was it out in 99? I don't know. That's a long time ago, so I'm not sure if it was even out, but can they capture that can they upscale it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of money to have 4K these days, and well, no, let me say it's going down in price, but it's still you need a 4K player, you need a 4K TV,
Yeah.
you need 4K software. So yeah, I mean, if
And
you
now,
can,
and the thing is that now they're talking about 8K. So
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like,
my brother's got an 8K TV. He got one the other day. Now I want to see what it's like, but even he knows that there's no 8K software.
that, yeah, or
There's
like
nothing.
what's filmed on 8K?
Well, I think some film companies do filming that,
Oh, really?
but it's not something that we're going to see because we don't have 8K,
No.
TVs and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's about a year and a half ahead of itself actually, or behind. So yeah, it's
Okay.
a bit of a dodgy one that is.
All right.
8K.
Okay. Well, yeah, go check them out if you haven't seen those films. Go buy them. I think HMV. Is HMV still around?
I don't know. Well, they can go to Amazon, our friend.
Yeah, Amazon. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Right. Okay. So now, what's new on streaming, and what new trailers can we go check out?
So new, actually, I need to check this out because I've heard good things
The
about this.
vibe on this.
I know everyone's talking about it.
The buzz.
Yeah, the chilling adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah.
I used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, do you
on
remember that?
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And first of all, she was on Clarissa Explains It All. I used to watch that, and then
But
Sabrina.
that wasn't dark, though, was it?
No,
It's
this is
just-
meant to be
it's-
dark.
Yeah.
this is meant to be like actual dark.
And what's this thing about Riverdale?
I think it's got that kind of I don't know, vibe to it. Riverdale's like one of those shows that it done massively well in America. It still comes on, and it's like one of those teeny kind of high school. Yo, Brad.
Okay.
Yo, Jessica. You coming to the prom? All that kind of stuff,
Yeah. You'd
So-
fit right in, by the way.
I don't know,
Yeah, you would. The jock. You'd be the jock. Like, with those shoulder pads and those, throwing ball.
Oh my god, I can't do American football, man. I have to be playing soccer.
I know, man.
I don't know.
Seriously.
Or football, I should say.
So what have you heard? The buzz
Yeah,
is good,
I heard
right?
it's good. Yeah, it's been released October 22nd, so it's out. And from what I hear so far, it's good. It's so good. They've already started filming season 2. That's
my
no bullshit.
gosh.
Season 2
What?
has begun.
I haven't even bloody seen it yet.
Neither have I, but I'm going to see it after I've finished my current season
Yeah.
of House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, you got to tell me about that.
Or the house, was it called again? The Haunting of Hill. I don't know, something Haunted Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House.
That's the one, yeah.
All right, so here's a film that you've mentioned before.
Yes.
You watched it, and your friend.
Yeah, Rhea, not Rhea. What's her
Ray.
name? Ray.
Ray, yeah. So
Yeah,
so
Ray.
you've been talking to Ray, and
Yeah.
So tell us about Slice.
Slice, good film.
Yeah.
It's made this last year.
Yeah.
Released this year, and it's kind of like one of those 80s type vibe horror films. A sleepy town has got a sort of killer in its midst, and they're trying to find out who it is. There's vampires in this film. There's ghosts. There's all sorts. It's old school. It's got Zazie Beetz in it.
Yeah, the guy from Stranger Things.
The kid from Stranger Things is in it. Yeah, our friend Ray's in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really good film, and I definitely recommend it. It's out now on Amazon.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna check that one out.
Definitely.
The next one, which is also out on Amazon,
on Netflix.
is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, I jumped a bit. Castlevania. Sorry.
Jumping like Sonic the Hedgehog. Boing, 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 dring, dring, dring. Getting
Mr.
them
Robotnik.
rings.
Actually, we
Oh my
haven't heard.
Gosh, we haven't. I think next week we'll have to get some
Yeah,
updates
Jim
on that
Carrey
one.
will
Yeah.
find out. But tell us about Castlevania.
Castlevania season 2.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, because season 1 on Netflix.
I'm still
was
playing the
4
game.
episodes. Oh my gosh. But season 1 was 4 episodes.
Oh,
Quite quick, but it done really well. A lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
Do you know who told me about it? Paul Phoenix. Paul Phoenix.
if you're
wins.
listening, you probably
he
won't be
told me to
listening.
watch Castlevania.
Okay.
So he needs a shout out. But yeah, season 2, I believe it's longer. It's better. It's badder. It's actually the main character is voiced by his name Richard Armitage, who was the Hobbit. He was the sort of main Hobbit guy.
Oh.
You seen the Hobbit?
Yeah.
We saw the Hobbit, remember?
Yeah.
At work.
At work.
So the
That was wicked.
the main Hobbit guy, the one that was quite
He
was like the lead Hobbit kind of guy. Him. So he's
yeah.
Richard Armitage. He
Okay.
voices the main character.
Right, okay.
In Castlevania. The animation's quite slick. It looks quite 90s, and it's quite the old school vibe kind of thing. So it's quite a good
Okay.
show. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. After Daredevil, I mean, there's like
There's quite a
haunted
few things.
like Hill.
Yeah.
And I got to finish off Better Call Saul. So shit.
Sabrina's Calling.
Yeah, exactly, man.
There's so many things
There's
out
so
there,
much
man.
shit to watch now.
And next week's going to be even worse, as you're going to see from the list.
I know.
Next week's going to be worse.
Oh my god! All right, let's talk about. Were you really here or
I
no?
thought
You
I
were
was. I could smell something, so I thought I had to have been there.
So talking about what are we talking about?
Yeah, You Were Never Really Here.
Yeah.
A great film by Joaquin Phoenix stars in the film.
Yeah.
We did do a sort of hidden gem review on it.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. And now it's not a hidden gem because it's so accessible on Amazon. So
Everyone's going to be watching
exactly.
it now.
So it's there, but it's a great film. It's quite a surreal film. He plays a character that doesn't speak much. He seems like an outsider, but he's like he tries to protect young children that are being, I guess, kidnapped and abused and all sorts. And he'll go to extreme lengths to make sure the perpetrators are
dealt with.
Yeah, dealt with, exactly. So it's quite a brutal film in places.
That's good.
And then he obviously cleans up his tracks, and he never really was there.
Oh, wow.
No one was there.
Yeah.
No evidence.
That's brilliant. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
Now tell us about this film.
Man, Hulu. This is an old school classic.
Old school classic.
We goes Roughnecks.
Yeah.
We get you, sir.
I love it.
1997, I think it was.
Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah. Is that RoboCop?
RoboCop, yeah. And Basic Instinct.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is that Daniel Van Dijk or
Something,
something Van Beek or Dijk?
And then they had Michael Ironside who turned up in Total Recall. Guy. He was like the squad captain or something like that.
Yeah, he was what was his name again? Oh man,
I've forgotten it.
I know Quaid was what's his name?
No, Quaid was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But yeah, he was a baddie. But yeah, he's always a baddie.
I know, yeah.
And then Denise Richards was in it as well.
Yes, that's
Denise Richards
right.
was in the film. And then you had the lady with curly hair that was in. She was in the Devil's Advocate as well, I think.
Oh,
she was one of the naughty girls in Devil's Advocate.
Okay.
I remember her, yeah.
And then they had like a Starship Troopers 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
they were flops.
It kind of fell down, but Starship Troopers. I went to cinema for that film. It was really
Great
good.
Film.
I was shocked at the brutality, the creatures. I can't remember what they were called again. The arachnids, arachnoids or something.
Yeah.
But it also had that guy for me. He was a clever general. He was the one that was in How I Met Your Mother, and he was also in Gone Girl, the blonde guy. He looks kind of nerdy, but he was like the general, like the sort of him. I don't know his name.
Doogie Howser.
Is that his name?
No.
He played a character called Doogie Howser years ago.
Are you talking about that one?
He's blonde. He's got
blonde haired, and he's like
quite
thin.
slim. Yeah. He's in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah,
that is it.
Okay.
That is it.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right.
He's in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's 97.
He was in a program called Doogie Howser, MD, where he played a doctor, and he's only like about 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that clever.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, Starship Troopers is a good film to watch now and again.
I know, man.
So catch it on Hulu.
Okay.
Oh, we've got Sabrina on there twice. You know why? Because it's twice as good.
Okay, you just wanted to emphasize that.
Exactly.
All right.
And Lord of the Rings, LOTR. Lord of the Rings is coming to Netflix on November the 1st.
Why is it taking so long?
I don't know, but it's going to be all of them. All of them,
now,
man.
are these going to be the director's cut?
Oh, I don't know.
Because director's cut are 3 hours something.
Are you
each.
serious?
Yeah, man. I remember buying these on DVD.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're not messing around.
No, seriously, man.
Oh my gosh.
And the extra features galore. Oh man, wicked. But Lord of the Rings, I mean, for when they came out.
Yeah. Was it 2001, 2002, 2003?
And the thing is this, right? I think it was New Line Cinema or Harvey Weinstein. I want to say New Line Cinema. Peter Jackson said, "Hey, look, this is the book. This is a fantastic book. Give me money and I'm going to make a fantastic movie." And back then, it was like 90 million. Back then, 90 million.
Yeah?
But that was for 3 films.
You couldn't get half a film for that now.
I know. That was 90 million back then. And look at what he did. Amazing.
Crazy.
Man. Wicked.
And you know, also, Sean Connery was meant to play Gandalf. He turned it down.
Oh my god!
He turned it down, and they were going to give him a deal, which gave him a share of the profits.
Wow!
They were going to give him a deal for that, and he turned it down. It's estimated that if he had took that deal, yeah, he would have earned like 100 and something million
Disgusting, isn't it?
from the deal.
I know. Why didn't he
And
do
he
it?
turned it because I guess he thought the fantasy.
What is this
like,
bullshit?
exactly.
And
So-
then from that we got obviously
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen,
Yeah.
obviously Magneto.
He's perfect for it.
And we got that famous line.
Oh no!
Gonna
You shall not pass. That's it. You shall not pass.
I love that.
Oh my
That's brilliant.
gosh.
But wow.
I love
and
Lord
then-
of the Rings is heavy.
Yeah,
I like
and
it.
Peter Jackson, I think after the third one, which was The Return of the King,
Yeah.
that's when he won like 12. The film won 12 Oscars.
Crazy
amount.
yeah.
Amount. All right.
Legolas.
Oh, man.
What do your eagle eyes see? There's a red balloon this day. Blood has been spilt this night. It's heavy lines.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what's next?
What's next?
So November the 2nd, man. Friday, November the 2nd. House of Cards season. Oh, it's not season. Well, I put season 2. Season 5 or season 6.
And it's going to be the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is going to be the last
Yeah,
one. Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And
So-
is that because of what happened with
It's because of what
Spacey?
happened. Yeah, he's like obviously he's that rubbish bullshit he done.
Yeah.
Is messed up everything. But at the same time, the way season 5 was left, his wife, I can't remember her name. Man, is it Claire? No, not Claire. Is it Claire?
No.
Claire Underwood.
No.
So it's Claire Underwood.
No.
It is Claire Underwood, man. Frank
keep
Underwood,
talking.
Claire Underwood, Claire.
No, because
Told you to.
keep talking.
Okay, so she's now president because the way it was left, it was like she was starting to run things. She started talking to the camera.
What, like Deadpool?
Have you seen House of Cards?
No, I
Oh
haven't seen
shit!
it.
Oh my god. Okay, I ain't saying anything. I'm not
Okay.
going to say anything anymore.
Is it that-
House of Cards
Is
for
this
me?
really
Yeah,
good?
my top 5 TV shows of all
Oh,
time.
what?
My top 5 TV shows of all time. Number 1,
Yes.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, obviously.
Number 2, for a long time it was Walking Dead. Now I'm not too sure. Yeah, but let's say it still is there.
It's
Number
still
2.
in yeah.
Number 3. What's number 3 again? The Wire.
Oh,
The Wire.
wicked,
Yeah.
wicked.
Number 4, Breaking Bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 5, House of Cards came into it.
Oh,
House of Cards is
really?
heavy.
Robin Wright.
Heavy.
Her name is Robin Wright.
No, I mean her real name though.
Oh,
It's-
shit,
Yeah,
no.
also, yeah. I think her real name was Claire Underwood. Yeah, sorry. I mean, sorry. Her name in the show was Claire Underwood.
So, right.
But she was Robin Wright. She was in Wonder Woman.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was. She
yeah.
played her mum.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she wasn't her mum. She was the one that
The
trained
general.
her.
Oh, the one that
Yeah,
trained her. Right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And no, but obviously this film has a lot of hype. It's
Yeah.
based on a British. It's based on a British TV show
Is it?
from the 80s.
Oh my god. This show is wicked.
Yeah.
And some of the best characters are not even Kevin Spacey.
Oh, what?
There's some deep
But
characters.
when he
in the
was in it, was he good?
wicked.
Really?
Wicked.
What is he? Slimy, kind of like
He's everything
conniving.
Oh man, it's just the politics, man,
I
and the
I
things
love
that
that.
happen behind it.
Yeah.
The things that happen, the reasons that happens, the way they manipulate.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, he's probably
wicked.
good at that. He was
It's
like-
exactly. It's
yeah.
wicked. But it's not even just him. There's so many other characters in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tusk. Oh, Tusk is heavy. Remy Denton. Oh man.
Wow.
There's some characters in this. You got to
Okay.
see it.
I gotta watch
I did
this.
it all in a week.
What?
I done 5 series. This was when I was
Like-
just chilling.
Yeah.
The period of chilling.
Yeah.
I've done it in a week, mate.
Okay, that
I
means it's
didn't leave
good.
the house. Didn't have a shower.
I could do that.
Well, you never have a shower,
Actually,
do
well,
you?
you know. I mean, it tells that you haven't had a shower now, so like, you know.
So yeah, November 2nd, House of Cards, season 6.
Okay, and
Must watch.
that's it, finale, right?
Yeah,
that is
yeah, that's
last
it,
one.
yeah.
All right. Okay, what about this one? No,
Bird Box.
this
Have
is
you
the
not
trailer.
heard? You've not heard about the bird? Everybody's heard about the bird, baby. Everybody's heard about the bird, big bird.
This is Bloody Sesame Street.
No, it's from Family Guy, isn't it?
Oh.
Everybody's heard about
right.
the bird.
That little thing, that kid who says it. Is it
I
the
think
kid?
so.
Okay.
Someone. But yeah, so Bird Box. Oh man,
What's this?
I saw the trailer last night. Bird Box is going to be heavy. Heavy. Sandra Bullock stars in it.
Yeah.
Also, who stars in it? The guy that looks like 50 Cent that was in Predator and Moonlight. You know in Predator, or the recent Predator that came out.
but that was Sterling K. Brown.
No, the other guy, the one that's part of the team.
He was an A-Team.
Was he? Is that the guy from 18?
I think that's him from 18.
Okay. But he looks like 50 Cent a little bit.
Yeah.
He was in Moonlight as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then you got the guy that was in Get Out, the one that was the what's his name's friend, the comedian kind of guy, Lil Ray or something.
He was funny, man.
He's in it.
Yeah.
You got John Malkovich is in it.
Bloody hell.
He's in it.
Yeah.
A few other good actors as well.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock is the main star.
Okay.
This story is
What?
about a world. Yeah. There's been some sort of epidemic.
Yes.
Yeah. Where people begin to take their own lives in a random like splurge.
Right.
A bit like The Happening.
Yes.
But in this, it's a bit more like, from what I've seen so far, it seems a bit more violent.
Okay.
And the way people are infected, I think it's, even the trailer shows this, I'm not spoiling it, but I think if you see someone or if you see something, you get infected. And then your eyes start to turn and then you just try and take your life. I saw a clip of a lady just standing there, headbutting some glass. Headbutting the glass. Seriously. And someone was driving, their eyes started to turn, and they tried to just turn the car off the road. People are falling off buildings. It's crazy, and you see it. So in the trailer as well, Sandra Bullock, she's got a family, I believe, and she tries to blindfold everyone because if you can't see it, you can't get infected. But then how can you move around?
Yeah.
This film looks good. It's crazy. It looks good.
It sounds good.
I don't know why it's called Bird Box,
Yeah.
but the premise of people killing themselves and you got to try and fight it and survive.
Not see it and
it's worldwide, man. How do you stop that? Planes are going to come down. Cars are going to be whizzing past you. All sorts. No hospitals. Can you imagine? It's crazy. It's worse than The Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. It's so wicked. I love it.
Gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, the movie's coming out on Netflix December 21st. So
Can't wait.
straight to Netflix film.
Great Christmas.
Exactly.
Christmas
At
time
home,
movie.
chilling. Oh, I can't wait for Christmas. You know?
Yeah,
I'm going to be catching up on a lot of this stuff.
It's like, hey kids, let's watch a film on Christmas.
Bird Box. Yay! Birds.
All right, brilliant. No, I appreciate that. Okay, so now let us now move on to Anniversary Corner.
Anniversary Corner.
And we have got, I've got to say, right, apart from one, two films out of this list that I kind of heard of.
So it's kind of like a hidden gemmy kind of Anniversary Corner.
Especially for me. So
they've got like a Halloween spin. They're all horror films, all in that sort of vibe.
All right. So let's take it back. Let's take it back a while. Let's go back to 1988.
Are we going back first? Yeah. Okay. I like your style. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Let's go back to 1988, and let's talk about The Blob.
Yes. So The Blob, otherwise known as Jason, put on a bit of weight. You know, he ate too much.
Yeah.
And people start calling him the Blob.
Blob.
Yeah. I'm joking. So The Blob. Yeah. So The Blob is, I think it's is it a retelling of a classic?
From the 60s.
Like a 50s or 60s classic.
I think Steve McQueen was in it.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So The Blob is like it's just a blob. I don't know if it's from this earth or not, but it's like it was an experiment gone wrong.
Or if kind of memory serves,
underground or something.
Something crash lands on the planet.
Oh, okay.
And then from that, then it kind of just starts spreading, and then it starts growing.
A symbiote blob. But this blob, it can multiply. So the more I think it consumes, the more it just multiplies and it just takes over. So if you go near it, it will consume you, and it will consume your mass, and its mass will increase by your mass. You become a part of me. And it's just, it's a blob basically, and it's a horror film that's been, I guess, remade.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they remake The Blob again.
Exactly.
In some form. I don't know if you've seen, I guess Slither is more to do with slugs.
Okay.
But it kind of had sort of a
similar vibe to it.
As to The Blob, but it was more comedy. But yeah, good film, and one worth watching. 1988. The special effects were not obviously cutting edge, but I think a lot of practical effects were used to make it a bit more, old school, authentic. So yeah, The Blob.
All right, The Blob. That's from 88.
Yeah.
And what we've got, so 1993.
1993. Leprechaun.
Yeah, I remember the post, and there was like a Leprechaun 2 or 3 and all this
So Leprechaun is a story of a leprechaun who believes that I think a family or someone has stolen his his share.
His pot of gold.
Yeah, his pot of gold. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Oh my God.
That's a really bad accent, by the way. I really apologize.
That's really bad.
I'm gonna get cussed, you know. I'm gonna get cussed. But yeah, so 25 years ago, Leprechaun. Yeah, so for a bit of trivia, it was actually it began filming to be a straight up horror film.
Okay.
And you know, Leprechaun hunting people down, doing anything that he could do to get his pot of gold back. It stars our friend from RTD2,
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, yeah, he's the Leprechaun.
And
yeah.
I'm just.
And you know who else is in it? It's their film debut. I'll be there for you.
Rachel.
Exactly.
From Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston in her first major role.
I'm just bringing
They
this
got
out.
cussed.
Yeah, this film was bad. But check this out, right? The poster, I'm just looking at the poster. The poster, the tagline is this: "Your luck just ran out."
Your luck just ran out. That is so cheesy. It's good,
I think this film's just got to be watched just for jokes.
Good. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just to see how bad it is.
Horror film, Leprechaun, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then
finally, I was just going to say, apparently, according to Wikipedia, Leprechaun is often broadcast on St. Patrick's Day.
Is it? Oh my gosh.
All right. What else have we got? So from 1998.
Yeah, 20 years ago, in 1998, Vampires. Yeah. Do you know what? I vaguely remember this film. This is James Woods,
and this is directed by John Carpenter.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, I kind of remember it, and I can't remember who the villain was, but I mean, the main villain. But what I do remember, though, is James Woods, him being this kind of like foul-mouthed, loud-mouthed, gun-toting, almost like a Westerner type of a thing, where he's just like, right, hey, we got to kill these vampires and all this, and then he teams up with the father, with a padre, and they just go on this rampage of just kind of killing. And his best friend becomes infected by the end of it.
Man,
who was Alec Baldwin's brother?
Yes, yeah,
yeah, from what I remember. And then they give him like a head start, and I liked it. I watched it.
Head start.
Yeah, I liked it. I watched it because obviously John Carpenter and James Woods, and he's quite funny. He's quite like, his sense of humor is, kind of out there. And there's the one line that I remember is this. So they go into like some sort of, some house or something, and they start like, a stake through the heart, blood everywhere. He starts shooting people. And then after they've done all the killing, right, James Woods turns around and says to the father, hey, Padre, did that give you Woody? Did I give you some Woody? Did they give you a bit of wood? Just like, what the fuck? This is so funny, man.
That is mad.
It's mad. But yeah, if you love your vampire films, obviously you got to add it to your collection.
Oh yeah.
If you love John Carpenter, then
John Carpenter's a good bet.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
The Thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's that's one of our favorites, man.
Yeah.
Sci-fi horror, like it's brilliant.
Exactly.
What else?
Evil Breed, the Legend of Samhain.
Okay, this one I do not know anything about.
So there's quite a lot. There's an Irish theme going on here. There's 3 films in this list that have Irish sort of descendancy.
Yeah.
But this film is a film of 2. Well, it started off being 2, but 2 like young girls that go to Ireland to sort of camp out and live by the countryside and get all the greenery in, chill out a bit, just have fun. And it turns out to be a few more people. University kids come out, have fun, want to chill out, and they go to this nice Greenland in Ireland, and it's all good party, good. And obviously the cameras are rolling, so we need a film out of this. You can't just chill out and have fun. So they come across it's a bit sort of Hills Have Eyes ish vibe of a literally an evil breed of I don't know, people that have basically they're from like a ancient time, and they've like incestuously kind of bred and they just
lived on for
they're just not they're not good people.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah.
And there's basically that. They would have killed him, man. You got to fight to survive. You're out in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are their woods.
Yeah,
You're out in
exactly.
their woods.
You're partying around and
Exactly.
they need food.
Exactly. But it's actually not a bad film, you know.
Okay.
It's not a bad film. It's not obviously the most standout film you're going to see. But
Sure.
I remember watching this quite a few years ago. And this came out in 2003, but I watched it a few years ago, and it wasn't that bad. It was
Okay.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It was good seeing things from a different point of view.
Yeah.
Irish countryside, Irish accents, and just different vibe. And also the evil breed people, they're just doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a deer and you're in the woods and you get hunted, is the hunter going to go to prison? No,
no.
Everyone eats venison.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the evil breed see it as you in our woods. We want to eat. We want to kill.
Yeah.
This is it. This
This
is
is
how
our
it's
territory.
been for centuries. If you don't like it, get out.
Yeah.
So
It's true though. Yeah, basically.
So yeah.
All right, that sounds interesting. And then what about this next one from 2008?
10 years ago. So Eden Lake. The poster of this film was billed that it's based on a true story. Eden Lake tells a story of Michael Fassbender stars in this.
Oh.
So Michael Fassbender, otherwise known as Magneto, and he's done many roles. Inglourious Bastards, 300.
Yeah.
And so him and his missus go on like a little sort of retreat to a lake. They want to chill out. They want to spend time together, rediscover their love, all that kind of thing.
It's
And
got, and I just had a quick look. It's got
good high score.
81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's a good film. Good film. Really well acted. I forgot the lead lady's name. It's is it something Lee or something?
It's got Kelly Riley.
Kelly Riley, that's
Kelly
it.
Riley,
And it's
Michael
something Lee.
Fassbender, and Jack O'Connell.
Yeah. And it's basically the story is that they go on this retreat. They're camping out. I think they've got a caravan or something like that near the lake. And basically these delinquents, these kids delinquents start to harass them bit by bit. And before you know it, things have spiraled well out of control.
Shit.
These kids have got knives and all sorts. He wants to protect his lady, and before you know it, it gets really. There's a few scenes in this film was banned in certain countries because it was so graphic.
Whoa.
Yeah, knives come out. There's no guns here; it's knives, and people were really shocked at the vulgarity of the scenes. And yeah, it's not a nice thing. And if it's based on true stories, then this is not. Yeah, it's not nice, but it's a good film. Really good film.
It sounds really good.
It's good. Eden Lake, it's really good.
Wow.
And one of those, it's a bit of a hidden gem because
It
many
sounds like
people
it as well.
haven't heard of it, and it's got such a big actor, Michael Fassbender. But obviously, 10 years ago, he just come off. He done 300, came out in 2006 or 7, and in 2011, 3 years later, he would have been Magneto. So he was on the cusp of being, that massive movie star that he is.
Because in 300, he wasn't the main.
He was Stelios. He was the guy that was hot-headed, wanting to battle, and he wasn't a main actor, but he did last until near the end.
Near enough the end.
Yeah, because at the end, when Leonidas gets taken down, Stelios, Michael Fassbender, comes to Leonidas and says, "It was an honor to die by your side." And Leonidas says, "It was an honor to have lived by yours." It's just like
wicked.
Yeah, it's just so he survived to the end. He would not go down without a fight.
Yeah.
He was really a good character in 300. He's always a good character, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, he always
in whatever
plays,
he does.
Anything he does is really
Exactly. So so Eden Lake. If you can watch it, get it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Sounds brilliant. All right. Okay. So thanks for that. All right. So now let's move on to our reviews. And you mentioned Leonidas because
that was just random, by the way.
Gerard Butler stars in a new movie out this week called Hunter Killer, and I think we mentioned this before. It stars Gary Oldman, Common, Linda Cardellini. I want to say that.
Okay.
Toby Stevens. Sorry, I messed up. It was Toby Stevens.
Who's that again? What's he been in?
Toby Stevens is a British actor, and he's been in.
Oh yes, he's been like a. He's usually got a gun in his hand, like he's one of those sort of guys that would be.
He played a Bond villain, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, he played a Bond villain. And okay, this is no joke.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not going to lie to you now.
Okay.
So
you met him, you know him.
No, I didn't meet him, right?
My
but
gosh.
basically, what happened was 2006.
Yeah.
Leicester Square.
Okay.
Odeon Cinema.
Okay.
Waiting to watch Casino Royale.
Okay.
So this was November time, November the 21st, I think it was.
So it was in the specific date. You think?
So it was in the kind of the foyer bit, and I was just standing there, and I was like, God, you know what? That guy, he looks just so familiar. Ginger hair, like
Oh, he's in the new. The new sci-fi, the new Miss Robinsons on the Robinsons.
Oh, is it
on Netflix?
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space. Sorry, that's it.
That's it.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
but that's what
wicked.
he's in. Yeah.
So he was there standing there, and I was like, I said to my mate, I was like, God, you know what? That guy looks super familiar. So I started walking around, and and obviously I didn't want to just get in his face.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. Toby Stevens was there watching the premiere or whatever it was of Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like there. So we were rubbing shoulders. It's just that he didn't know it.
Well, that's stardust on your shoulders. I didn't think it was dandruff, but I thought every week you come in here and I think he's got dandruff, but I don't want to say anything.
Stardust.
It's stardust.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Right. Now, let's talk about Hunter Killer. Now, what do you... Hunter Killer, what a name, right?
Hunter Killer, like Predator.
Yeah, but in this film, they're not talking about an alien, they're talking about a submarine.
Ah.
Now, the submarine is a hunter.
The submarine.
A hunter and a killer. Imagine that.
Why is that?
Well, I mean...
Hunter Killer.
The USS Hunter Killer, in the film, that's what it's called, is one of these high-tech...
one of them ones, yeah?
Yeah, it's basically got everything. You name it, it's got the whole thing on this thing. And what it does is it travels the waters of the world and,
hunts and kills, basically.
Spy planes, drones, you name it, they can't detect it. However, there's an issue. There is an issue, and I'll tell you exactly what the issue is. So
it kind of reminds me, you know those names of some films that just tell you what it's gonna go down. Like, what was that name? Okay, The Hunt for Red October. That's a submarine film, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's the other film? The something Widowmaker.
the Widowmaker.
That was called.
I think it is.
The Widowmaker. That's a deep name.
That is.
This thing is gonna dead off your husbands. Yeah, I know. Widowmaker.
It's gonna make you a widow. Exactly.
Oh
and this is like no different. It's called the Hunter Killer, right? Okay, so basically, an American submarine goes missing. All right, it vanishes, and the Russians.
I knew it was going to be Russians, or the Afghans, or the Mexicans.
Exactly. The Mexican cartels in the
I'm just glad they're leaving the Africans out of this. Yeah. I'm just glad they're leaving the Africans out of this. We ain't done nothing. Yeah, leave us. Leave us.
Yes, that's so funny. But it's true though.
Yeah.
It's like you got the Russians, you got the Chinese or something, So basically, a submarine goes missing, and the Russians are involved in the disappearance of this submarine. Right? They've not only that though, they've attacked one of their own ships to make it look like as if the US were the aggressors, so that then they can start
a war
with America, basically, so they can start World War III.
Okay.
So Gerard Butler, fresh off fighting the Persian army in 300. Yeah. He's been roped in. He's the only kind of like captain who is available to take the ship.
You're the only one that can do it. Only you.
Basically, he's the only one available, and he's in Southampton apparently. Like here, it was in the UK somewhere, Southampton or somewhere in the UK, right? So he's in Southampton, and he gets his crew together, and he's like, right, okay, we are going to Russian waters. We need to save our comrades, but also at the same time, we are going to be under kind of like, we're in hostile territory, and we're going to be under fire from the Russians. Right, boom. So It's a film about the relationship between captain and the subordinates. So there's a lot of this thing about, right, okay, you do this, you do that. And, oh, but sir, are you sure you want to be doing that? And like, there's a lot of this stuff going on. And his number two is so annoying because he second guesses him and he does this and he does that. Blah, blah. So there's all that stuff going on, right? And then they get to Russia. There is a military coup taking place. So the Russian president, he gets basically captured by his own people. And then the generals of the Russian army, they are going to basically start World War III. And then it's now up to America to save the Russian president. So they send in, who do they send in? Some crack team, the Delta Force, led by Toby Stevens.
Okay.
So this guy from Lost in Space, he's got to go in and he's got to save the president, somehow rendezvous with Gerard Butler, who's on the submarine, and basically save the day. And let me tell you one thing, Deval, right? I'm watching this film, right, and I'm thinking, what? Hang on a second. So there's that going on over there. There's Gary Oldman, who wants a war. You've got Common, who's like playing it all safe. You've got Gerard Butler on the submarine. He's doing this. You've got Toby Stevens. He's fighting this. I'm like, flipping hell. Give me a minute to breathe. Give me a minute to breathe to get all this information in. There's a coup going on, blah, blah, blah. Now, despite all of that, I got to say, you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it.
Okay.
I found myself sitting there going, oh, right, okay. I don't get exactly why that's going on, but you know what? I kind of believe in this kind of underground story. The team, the comrades, the kind of, they can't make noise because, you know what? There's sensors all over the Russian waters. And then there's a scene in there, right, where, to the point where a spanner falls and the camera does a slow motion shot and it's just about to fall on the floor, but someone catches it.
Oh my gosh.
Mate, it's so cringy, right, that you are going to be like laughing all the way through it. However, Toby Stevens, he's so believable as this kind of this jarhead, like, go in gung-ho, we're going to take the president and we're going to save him and then we're going to rendezvous and all this sort of stuff. So much adrenaline. So much kind of like, all this shit going on. And you know what? It just about manages to pull this all off. It's not a masterpiece. It's not your Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery in it. The Widowmaker. No, none of that. It's just pure dumb fun, which you can just action, which you'll just maybe take a date. Like, you're always on dates. So, I mean, it's just like, so this could be maybe like a date movie that you take on Friday night. In terms of kind of how many missiles, how many nuclear missiles I'll give it. How many torpedoes? I mean, I'll give it.
DEFCON.
You know what? All right. What is the highest DEFCON? Is it DEFCON 3?
I don't know. Let's just say the highest is 10 for now.
All right. So I'll give this a DEFCON 5.
Okay. So you're halfway.
I'm halfway.
Okay.
It's got enough in there for you to be like, oh, okay. Like, this is going, that's going on. And there's some moments in there where you're going to be like, oh, for God's sake, please, what are they doing? But I think the actors, they pull it off. They bring it together. And Gary Oldman's in it. I mean, he's not in it for long. Okay. But
he's in it.
He's in it, Gary Oldman. So that's called Hunter Killer. Go out and watch that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you like your subs.
It needs to, because it's number 8 in the UK chart. So this looks like it's looking like it's going to go out. Unless we all go and see it 20 times each.
But let's put it this way: it won't be in the top 10 next week.
I don't think so.
All right, okay.
Off the radar, isn't
it? Off the radar.
Oh man!
Any more sub jokes? Come on, that was brilliant.
That was subpar for me. I know. Sorry.
All right. Okay. All right. Next film. Okay. Now, where do you stand on your rock bands, your English rock bands?
Oh, I'm not too knowledgeable. I'm not too knowledgeable.
Listen, I'm not too knowledgeable, right, on English rock bands, but I think you've heard of Queen, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think there isn't a person like under the age of
100.
Yeah, exactly. Who hasn't heard of Queen? So the film that I'm going to speak about briefly is it's called Bohemian Rhapsody, and it is a kind of a biography of Freddie Mercury, a filmography, if you want to call that, of Freddie Mercury, of Queen, how they started, the the kind of the performances that they went through over the years from the 70s all the way up to 85.
Okay.
I think it's that time period where they kind of like focus in on. And it stars Rami Malek, which you might remember
Mr.
from
Robot.
Mr.
Or
Robot.
something, or Bad Robot. Oh, Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. Bad Robot is J.J. Abrams.
Oh, yeah.
His production
Too
company.
many robots.
Yeah. But I tell you, Rami Malek, I like him because in Mr. Robot, he's really good.
Okay.
He is a really, really
It
great
was meant
actor.
to be Sacha Baron Cohen, isn't it?
And I'm going to speak about all this.
Okay.
Now, this film was supposed to be made like 10 years ago.
Is it?
Yeah, about 10 years ago. Sacha Baron Cohen, who people will remember him, as Bruno, Ali G, Borat.
Yep.
He made like The Dictator and, films like that. So really famous here in the UK. He was signed on board, and famously he kind of left the project because he didn't agree with the direction that it was going in. And he went on the Howard Stern show back in 2016, and he was like, yeah, the story that they wanted to concentrate on was like halfway through the film, Freddie Mercury dies. And, he was like, look, I can't be a part of a film where you don't go full in and show Freddie Mercury as, what he really was like.
The creative differences.
Basically. So he left. Then there was Ben Whishaw. Have you heard of Ben Whishaw?
Yes, he's the guy that's he's Q at the moment, yeah, in Bond.
You know your stuff. So
was he going to be?
He was going to be Freddie Mercury.
Oh my gosh, okay.
He was on board. Then that was it. He got taken out of it. Bryan Singer
was going to be Queen. Oh, sorry.
was going to direct it.
I know.
Yeah, was going to direct it, and then obviously the whole sexual allegation thing with him, and then he's out of it. So Dexter Fletcher was basically jumped on board to kind of finish up. But this is the really interesting thing. When the credits were rolling, Bryan Singer's name came up as director.
Yeah, he gets the credit because he started a portion of it, I believe, and
so then he's kind of like, it's his film type of thing. But anyway, so
yeah, it's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's all kind of like, it's had a bit of a protracted history, ups and downs. Queen, obviously, the remaining members of the Queen band, they have got a hand in this, and they obviously want to protect their image, which I totally understand. They don't want to show stuff which might show them in a bad way, might show Freddie Mercury in a bad way.
Yeah.
But they also need to kind of like make it realistic. So we've got Rami Malek on board. The film starts off with him kind of, obviously with his massive teeth. They use prosthetics to kind of like, accentuate his teeth, which I thought was like really, really good. And, it starts off actually with Rami Malek, Freddie Mercury, working at Heathrow Airport.
Oh.
He used to work at Heathrow Airport. And
a bit similar to yourself then, isn't it?
Exactly, because that's how I barely started off. But you know what? The funny thing is, a lot of people might not realise this. He's African Asian.
With the actor?
No, Freddie Mercury.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
He was born in Zanzibar, which is now Tanzania.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But his parents were from India.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so he's basically African Asian. And at that time, there was obviously a lot of racism, back in the 60s, 70s. So when he's at Heathrow Airport, he's there, he's pissed off, and people are like, wait, Packy, come on,
is it?
Yeah, like proper racism.
Okay.
And
looking at him, I would never have known.
Yeah, you know what? You don't tell it.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. But when you see the film and you see his parents, bro, I mean, like they're like brown, like me,
okay.
like
Well, both of them, or was one white or something?
No, both.
Huh?
This is what I don't get.
Oh my gosh, I never would have known.
I know.
I never.
And they touch upon the racism. He did kind of endure a bit of racism when he was performing. Like someone from the crowd shouts out, "Oi, Packy, get the fuck off!" Like
this is news to me.
Yeah, man.
I need to see it now.
Yeah,
I need to see it
seriously. So it starts off with him doing that, and then he meets the kind of some members of the Queen band. Their lead singer has left, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to be your lead singer. And they're like, who the hell are you? And he's like, look, I'm Freddie Mercury, and I'm going to be your lead singer.
What's his real name then?
Farouk. Farouk.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy lived in India for about 15 years.
Serious?
Yeah, he studied in Bombay. Yeah, like in Mumbai. And and all that stuff is all fascinating. They don't really talk about it, and I'll come to that in a bit. But anyway, so, he starts kind of jamming with the members, and he starts coming up with songs, writing songs, and then they start becoming more successful. They start jamming at gigs and people start loving them. They get a record deal, and then the record kind of owner says, right, okay, this is the type of record that I want, and I want you to go away and I want you to make this song. So then they go off and they make Bohemian Rhapsody, this famous song. Do you know the one I'm talking about, right?
When that Suicide Squad took for the trailer.
That was it. Right? Okay, and then it's this 11-minute rock opera, and people are like, the music kind of like owner, he's like, what the hell is this? This is like, who's going to listen to this bullshit? And he's like, look, people are going to love it. And it turns out to be like a massive, massive hit. So amidst all that, he gets married.
Okay.
Yep, he gets married, which I didn't know about because I always thought of him as being like homosexual. Okay. He starts kind of leading this massive, this lavish lifestyle. And the film then shifts into the 80s. His look changes. And I got to tell you one thing, man. This Rami Malek, he pulls off the performance of a lifetime.
Serious?
I do not think that he will get better than this. Oscar-worthy performance.
Damn.
And I think he is absolutely phenomenal. A tour de force performance.
And is he American or is he?
He's Egyptian. In real life, he's Egyptian American.
Oh, so his accent is American accent.
No.
I mean his natural accent would be American, but he plays a British.
He plays, and you know what? His accent
because he's in Northern. Is he?
No, Londoner.
Queen, he's Londoner. Okay.
He's Londoner.
Okay.
He grew up in Feltham, West London.
Okay. Oh, not too far from
Heathrow Airport.
Yeah, not too far from where you.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you were in Feltham for how many?
We don't want to talk about that. Scrabs. So he pulls off this amazing, his accent, his mannerisms, and like, you know what? I just looked at him and I was thinking, this is Freddie Mercury. This is Freddie Mercury. And then you see him go through the ups and downs, and I just thought, wow. And the film ends. Right, the film ends.
I want to watch it. I do want to watch it. They spoil
right, okay,
it.
I won't spoil it. But what I will say is the film ends with a performance
at Wembley.
Okay,
I think I've seen I've heard of the Wembley performance.
Mate, I tell you what, it is
crazy,
amazing, and I'll tell you the reason why it's amazing. After I watched the film, I went home. I went onto YouTube and I watched the original Live Aid performance. Oh man, he got that. He nailed it. He was wicked to the point where the gestures, the him sticking his tongue out to people, they got it all. Gosh. And I just thought to myself, if they could give an Oscar, like give it to him, this guy, I reckon he deserves it. Okay, so that's that. All right. Now let's talk about the actual film. They skip over lots of stuff, which I was kind of like annoyed about. They skipped over the fact that he didn't have a great relationship with his parents.
Okay.
He kind of hid his ethnicity. They kind of like went away with that.
Okay.
And the reading that I did on kind of Freddie Mercury, he was really, really conscious of the fact that he came from this kind of background.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, you know what, the film doesn't talk about the kind of the racism enough, or not even the racism, the fact that he was kind of really conscious about where he came from. So that was number one thing. The other thing is, they don't talk about the kind of, his like sexuality.
No?
Yeah, they focus. We know that he's gay, but it's not kind of like one of those things where it's like
main stage.
Yeah, but he was like, he in his interviews, he's like, you can clearly tell that he embraced that lifestyle, and that was part of him. The band's called Queen.
Okay,
and it was almost like as if it was like a side story.
Okay,
and I just thought, well, he was famously gay, and
how did it work with his marriage then?
Then eventually that kind of like
that
all
comes out.
Yeah, that all comes out, and then like he just says basically, look, like guys and stuff like that. And it's almost like as if they said that they make a point of it as being, the issues that he had was because of his lifestyle and the choices that he was making, but I don't think so. One of the things that they kind of shied away from, and I believe that this is probably because of the input from the Queen members, the parties that they used to have, this guy Duval, this guy was notorious for having like
mad parties.
And when I mean mad, I'm talking about like
coke everywhere and stuff.
Coke, like they would have like dwarves like come on with like plates of cocaine on their heads. like naked, like they were like sex, like, you know, you name it, like he was doing it. Anything that was walking, he was banging it.
Is it?
Like, seriously, man.
Gosh.
And I just thought, in a movie like Queen, that's what you want to see. You want to see that what it was that was going on in the 80s and, like, you know, how much of that lifestyle that he had. And then the way it concluded was just too happy for me.
Okay.
So he reconciles with the members of the band. He kind of reconciles his relationship with his parents. He reconciles, kind of like, comes to the fact that, like, you know, he's gay and he's okay with it, and he has Live Aid all on the same day.
Okay. It's too neatly wrapped and
like, here you go, nice little package. There you go, and that's Freddie Mercury for you,
Okay.
and that's what we want you to remember of him, which I kind of get, because you want to remember the good stuff, and then people are probably saying, well, you don't want to remember the fact that he died from AIDS. But I just thought to myself, that was part of his life. So how could you, from 1985 to 1991, you just kind of like forget all that? There was shit that he did in between, and I just thought there was a lot more to be said. But that takes nothing away from the performance. I thought they were all good. All the other members were really, really good. Brian May.
one of the other members is from EastEnders, the blonde Ian Beale's son.
You're kidding me, is it?
Ben or something. Is that his name?
Is that okay?
Yeah,
he's really good. He plays the drummer.
And he was also in X-Men Apocalypse. He was the Archangel. I don't know why I'm doing that with my
effing
that's
right.
him, yeah, so he left EastEnders to go to Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse, and he's now doing movies. So
well, this is it. He's big. He's going to get
good. Yeah,
I mean, they're all good. But this
Okay.
Rami Malek, I thought was I now seeing this performance, I'm like, how could Sacha Baron Cohen have done it?
Okay.
How
okay.
could Ben Whishaw have
I
done
can see Sacha
it?
Baron Cohen
Because he's got that face.
He's got the look. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, the performance I can't really say, but
I respect him. I respect Ali G for just saying no, because he wanted the darker side, which is what you want from a filmography.
Yeah.
A biopic, that's what you want, right? You want to see the shit.
You want every side, innit?
Yeah, you want every side of it. And I think they glossed over a lot.
Okay.
But I would definitely say go out and watch it. And in terms of like out of 10, I would give it...
Where would it be in the chart?
I would give it like a good... I would give it... I'm teetering on 7.
Okay.
But it could, like, you know... But it's definitely worth going. Like
Okay.
7, yeah. 7.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's worth a watch.
Nice one. Nice one.
All right. And what else have we got?
So let me just see. What shall I do next? Shall I do Vault?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you heard of Vault? Do you know what Vault is?
I do not know what this is.
So Vault it came out last year, actually, 2017, and it stars James
Gunn.
No.
James Woods.
Nope.
James who?
Franco.
Oh.
James Franco. It's a horror film.
Really?
It's a horror. Yeah, it is a horror film actually. Yeah, I would say it's a horror film. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but basically, and also it stars the girl that's in Orange Is the New Black. She's like the really short one, the really like sort of I don't know, like the trailer trash kind of girl. Can't remember her name, but
okay.
So basically, yeah. So this group come to a bank, and they basically want to rob the bank and get into the vault. Basically, so
what? He's one of the robbers.
He's not. No, he's not. He's someone that works in the bank.
Right.
So it's So I'm going to say without spoiling too much, but yeah.
Sure.
So the premise is that this group, basically, first of all, they start a fire opposite the bank. So it means the fire brigade, the police, everyone's occupied on that.
Yeah.
And then some of the group that are going to rob the bank come to the bank dressed as fire brigade, and they're like, we gotta get in, we gotta secure the building, So they get in nice and easily.
Nice.
And then they start to, take over from within the fire brigade outfits. And there's people in the bank. One person's having a job interview. So she's already in the bank having an interview. There's someone else that's in the bank in the queue. They've systematically put themselves in positions that they can just overtake the bank. It's quite clever, actually.
Nice.
So they start to overtake the bank, start making demands, and so far so good. They get to the first sort of vault.
Yeah.
That's on like just in the back, and they realise that's only got 70 grand in it, and they're like, shit, 70 grand, that's nothing. and one of them's like, "Oh, let's just take it and go. Let's just get out of here before anything mad happens."
Yeah.
And then some other people in the group are like, "No, we came here for the big money. We need big money because I think they're robbing the bank because they owe someone lots of money.
Right.
They've got in with a bad crew. They owe someone big money, so they need to rob this bank."
Sure.
So then James Franco's character now says, "I know where you can get more money." He's like, and they're like, "What are we talking about? What are you talking about? Come here." And he's like, "Yeah, there's a vault downstairs, not downstairs, but in the basement. There's a vault in the basement."
Yeah.
And some of the other bank members sort of look at him and they're like,
"Shut up."
Yeah, they're like, huh, kind of thing. What's he talking about? And then the bank robbers are like, "Where's the vault? Where's the vault? Take us to the vault. Take us to the vault." And he's like, "Oh, I can't take you, but I can tell you where it is. You go down there, and this is it. Here's the key. You go and do it." So they're like, "Give me the key." So they go down to the vault.
Yeah.
They're on the way down to the vault. They're going. I think they split up. So two people are. I think there's 5 of them all together. 2 people or 3 of them, I think, stay above and look after the people, make sure the hostages are doing as they're told. And 2 people go down. One person that's like the techie, he's got the drill, all that kind of stuff. He breaks in, and another person is also quite good at that, so he goes down as well. So once we get down to the basement levels, things start to get dark.
Oh shit!
Things start to get dark. So then that's where we see that down there, things get spiritual. So they start to see things basically that they shouldn't be seeing. And it starts to play tricks on their mind and all that kind of stuff.
I've got to watch this film.
Yeah, it's mad. So it's James Franco told them to go down there because he knew
what's down there.
That down there, people don't go there because later on in the film, you find out that no one's been down there for how many years? Oh, no one's been down there for like 30 years or something.
Right.
Like, is it? Yeah, about 30 years, something like that. So basically, years ago, the bank was robbed by another crew and all shit happened. Like mad shit happened.
Wow.
1982 this happened. And the money that they go and get from the vault, all the notes are from 1982 still because no one's been down there since 1982.
Yes.
Yeah, so down there shit happened. He knew that and he sent them down there because it's spooky down there.
Right, okay.
This bank, the reason why they were interviewing the girl was because people keep leaving the bank. Because people keep seeing things. There's spooky shit happening in this bank.
It's kind of like a haunted bank.
So people keep leaving the bank. Yeah. So when they go down there, they start seeing stuff. Shit starts to happen on the next level. I'm not going to spoil.
Yeah.
But basically, he tells them because he knows by going down there,
they're going to get fucked up.
Yeah. basically. So he sends them down, and shit starts to happen to the robbers.
Oh, wicked!
And it's mad. It's mad, like nasty shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this
nasty
sounds
shit starts to
interesting.
happen. Ugh. There's a scene that it's nasty.
And then by the end of it, James Franco's character he survives, right?
Yes and no.
Oh.
And I mean that in its most literal terms. Yes and no. I'll be spoiling it if I told you what happened, but it's a good twist.
He's not the devil, is he?
No. It's a good twist. There is a good twist, but. Yeah, you got to see it if you want to get the most from it. I don't want to spoil it, but it's an interesting film, interesting premise. You think it's a normal sort of robbery kind of action film, but it's a horror film.
Wow,
it's a horror film. Yeah. So The Vault, 2017.
Wicked. That sounds really interesting.
Yep.
Go out and check that one out as well, ladies and gents. All right, so what we'll do is we'll move on to Hidden Gems.
Okay.
And we've got 3 films which kind of have a bit of a horror-y theme to them.
Yes.
You could say they're very horrific. That was lame. That was lame, man.
It was a bit, yeah.
All right, okay. Now, the first one that I'm going to mention is, do you remember The Goonies?
Yeah, I do. It's actually on Netflix now as well.
What, The Goonies?
Yeah. Recently, maybe about 2 weeks ago, it's been on Netflix.
So you remember the whole thing, like, The Goonies, you got the kids, they band together.
Yep.
They're going off kind of like treasure hunting and One-Eyed Willie and all that sort of stuff, right? So back in the 80s, you had kind of like several of those types of films.
Yeah.
And
the Monster Squad was one of them, yeah?
And the Monster Squad.
In my head, I'm thinking of a squad that are looking for a monster, maybe? Or a squad made up of monsters.
Okay, very interesting.
That's what I'm thinking of. So either or. So maybe you got like Frankenstein, maybe you got the werewolf, maybe you got Dracula, and these kids, if they're kids, are being hunted by them, or I don't know.
You know what? You got this kind of thing where imagine if you got bored kids, almost like you having like in Stranger Things, where they're bored and you know what? They just get thrust into kind of a situation, and they're friends, they joke, they laugh, but then they got to be the ones to kind of save the day. So literally, this is a squad of friends, and they got to deal with the monsters. So that's why they called the Monster Squad.
Okay.
And I remember watching this film, right? So this is back in 1987. So I was, I would have been 9 years old.
Okay.
But I probably saw this when I was probably about 10 years old.
Okay.
Like, you know, after that. And this was written by your mate, Shane Black.
Oh, gosh.
And Shane Black, who our audience will know, is the writer, director of...
The most recent, Iron Man 3, but also the most recent Predators. What's it called? The Predator.
The Predator.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Lethal Weapon as well, 3 or something
Lethal
like
Weapon.
that.
And check this out. And I just want to read the kind of tagline. So the tagline was this: you know who to call when you have ghosts, but who do you call when you have monsters? All right. So...
Because by then, Ghostbusters was quite big, wasn't it?
Yeah. It
So,
was,
yeah.
but yeah, 80s basically.
Yeah.
86, I think Ghostbusters came out. So right, the Monster Squad is it's a club full of pre-teenagers who they love the Swamp Thing. They love Dracula. They love the Wolfman. They love Frankenstein. So they've got this love for those types of characters. And then one day there's an amulet. They're talking about a story.
Amulet.
Yeah, they're talking about this amulet, and the legend goes, oh, and the mummy as well, the mummy. So the legend goes that the amulet has the power to release, you know, once the amulet has been kind of activated, then this would unleash the evil of, like, you know, Dracula and all this sort of stuff. So lo and behold, the amulet is found in some midtown American town somewhere, and the amulet gets kind of activated. And then you have the armies of the dark basically descending on, and who is it up to save the day? The kids. And the reason why I kind of I mentioned this film is because when it was released, it was a flop.
Oh, okay.
It was a flop. It didn't do well, but over the years, this film has gained it's gained so much popularity, and it's become a cult classic.
Okay.
So I mentioned you have The Goonies, which was like a huge hit, and that was a bona fide hit. Like, people, if you say, oh, do you know The Goonies? People will know The Goonies, sure. Right? But if you say The Monster Squad, people will be like, no, I haven't really seen that. But if you like your Stranger Things, if you like your Goonies, and if you like kind of like seeing Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman getting beaten up by kids, then I definitely go ahead and I recommend this movie. It's just kind of, you know, in terms of Halloween, obviously you've got Michael Myers and stuff, but if you want a light-hearted comedy, you know what? Go check this 80s. Go check out this 80s cult classic. Okay. The Monster Squad.
I'll give it a try. Give it a try.
What you got for us?
It comes at night. Or shall I say I do? No, I didn't say that.
Yes, he did say it. Oh my gosh! But which film? What do I actually want to be seeing? You coming at night, or this film coming at night?
Either way,
not you.
It's not a long film. It's not a long film. Mine will be a short film, but this is
wicked.
This is a feature.
This is definitely a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Scary episode.
Exactly. So
classic.
So It Comes at Night, 2017.
Yeah.
It stars a man from, I always forget his name, but
Iko Uwais.
No, this is that's The Night Comes for You.
What?
Yeah, there's lots of nights here.
Oh my God. You know what? I thought it was that one.
No, this is this stars a man that was in Clash of the Titans, Avatar, and he was in
Australian actor.
Yeah, I always forget his name. I shouldn't do, but
Steve.
Steve. No, his name's not Steve.
Just some generic white man's name.
Steve from Australia. But no, this is quite a good film. Another A24. Another A24.
Those guys are ripping it
I
up,
know.
man.
Yeah, it's got a somber feel. It comes at night. Basically, the premise is that the main character and his wife and his son are in like a
Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So his Joel Edgerton and his wife and his son are in like a house. Basically, it's quite post-apocalyptic. So basically, something's happened on Earth.
But what they don't explain what it is.
They don't explain. They just put you right in the middle of it. So it's just deal with it. And there's a virus going around, and this virus is literally killing people. Once you get the virus, you're dead. It's almost like a zombie thing where once you get it, you're dead.
Right.
So in many cases, once you start to get it, once you get to a point of no return, they'll just kill you. Because once you turn into it fully, I don't know what it is, but something really, really bad happens. Also, once you get it, you're very contagious. So you need to be quarantined and just, after a while, just killed off and burned.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So the film opens with Joel Edgerton actually killing the granddad of the family,
right,
and burning him. And that obviously is quite traumatic for the rest of the family.
Sure.
But he does it like it's nothing, which tells you he's done this before.
Yeah.
This has happened so many times. So it sort of sets the mood of the film.
Yeah.
He's devoid of emotion. He's like almost like taking out the trash. Just does it. And then they have to cope. Like basically, they've created a system. They're living their lives. They've developed a system of cleaning water, gathering food, all that kind of stuff, keeping warm. They're like proper survivalists. And then along the way, they meet another person who just stumbles across their farm. At first, Joel Edgerton's character sort of captures him, because you got to protect anyone that comes along your way. Just the way it is in Walking Dead, it's like an enemy. You protect your own patch. Anyone else that comes in, you kill them or whatever. Yeah. There's no making friends in this world. So this man comes along. They have a bit of a Barney, have a bit of an argument, but then over time they realize, okay, you can be our friend. This guy comes with another family. The family now move into this house because the wife says we'll be stronger as a group. So let's all just live together, which they do.
And that Joel Edgerton's character, he's happy with all of that.
Yeah, he realizes that that's the right decision. Right, okay. So they all move in, and it means that they've got more help and stuff like that. And the man's got his own wife and his own kid. His kid's like 6 years old or something like that. Whereas Joel Edgerton's is like a teenager. He's like 17 or something. Sure. So they're all living in this house. They're all getting on with each other, all helping chop wood together, go hunting, clean water, all that kind of stuff, know. And then bit by bit, things, because you can't have a happy life. Come on now, the cameras are rolling. We need to get a film out here. Yeah. So all I'm going to say is,
what?
Someone is infected. Somehow, someone's infected. I'm not going to tell you who, but it starts to unravel. But
do we don't see that person? Do we know how they get infected? Or is it
yes,
the backstory?
We do know. Yeah, we do know how they got infected.
Okay.
Yeah, we know how they got infected. And it just creates world war within the house.
Oh shit!
It's crazy, and the way like I said, devoid of emotion. So at the time when you get infected, it's almost like you're not human anymore. You're on the chopping block,
right?
And you got to deal with it. But not everyone is as easy as dealing with it. So It just creates a madness in the house. It's a madness, and the way the film ends is so sad, so sad.
Oh,
but A24 films are like that. There's it's not a happy place.
No. And this guy, Joel Edgerton, he's a great actor.
He's good, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's good in it. I've
seen him in other stuff as well.
He's good in it, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a sad film. There's hardly any happy bits in the film.
So in terms of kind of like the title, it comes
at night.
It comes at night. Like what is it?
I don't know. I actually don't know if the it is the virus or. Do you know what? To be honest, the title is very deceptive. I don't know what. I don't know. I can't tell you. Maybe I got to do some more research about it, but I don't know. I was thinking about it, thinking, what is it that's coming at night? Because it makes you think. Every time night comes, you expect something.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay.
It's a good title though.
Tell me about it.
It Comes at Night. It's a good title. But yeah, it's a good film.
Okay.
It's a sort of film that's quite slow, quite steady. But you just got to take your time. Don't be on your phone when you're watching it. Otherwise, you lose interest. Yeah. Just concentrate, watch it. you know, maybe on a Sunday morning, just chill in bed and watch it. You'll get the most out of it.
Okay, cool.
So it's a cool film.
All right, that's really good. How many? What would you say? What in terms
I'll
of?
give it a 7.
Yeah, good.
I'll give it a 7. Yeah,
Strong.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a good strong 7. Yeah, not a 7.5, a 7.
Okay.
So yeah, good film.
Brilliant. All right.
And then the last film we have on the Hidden Gems list is a film called Afflicted.
Okay. This sounds
Another film, which this came out in 2015, and this is another film that talks about another horror that's linked to viruses. So we've had quite a few of them today. These virus sort of themed films, and this film is about two sort of, I think they're post university sort of guys that, you know, they're from America, and they go to Europe. You know, they want to go and travel Europe, backpacking, all that kind of stuff. You know, discover, live life, and before they settle down and, you know, get a job and, you know, 2.4 kids or 2 point whatever kids, white picket fence, the American dream, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they go to travel to Europe, and while they're in Europe, one of them starts to come down with what he thinks is a cold.
Oh shit!
Then he thinks, oh, this cold is a bit, maybe it's the flu. And then it gets worse, and he thinks, oh shit, maybe it's this or that. And before you know it, he's really sick, and he goes to hospital. They can't find a cure for him, and it's just, it starts to really spiral, and his sickness starts to take on these mad, like, forms or symptoms, I should say.
Yeah,
like he gets this like rash on his head, and he
starts scratching it off.
Yeah, and the rash doesn't look normal. It's a weird rash. His eyes start to look kind of mad. Yeah, like I don't know, like a monster almost. Yeah, he starts to take on a crazy form, and his friend is shitting himself. So they try and find his friend is shitting himself.
I love that,
because the hospitals can't treat them. It's like they're in some foreign place. They ain't got the medical care, and they try and find solutions to this, like off the books. Try and get some mad like back alley street potions and all kinds of this. I'm telling you, man. They've run out of money, and it's like, I think one time they call home, and home is really scared, saying come back, and they're like, oh no, we can't come back and spread it or whatever. And it's mad. But bit by bit you start to realize it's not just a virus that he's got.
So what we're talking about, like demonic possession?
No, not demonic. This is definitely biological, but he's not totally, well, in a way he is sick in our eyes, but in something else's eyes he's basically transforming.
Oh my god, he's turning into like,
he's transforming to another level of
human
something. Because
so what did he eat something, or did he take something?
I can't remember exactly what happened. It does show you, but I saw it a few years ago, so I can't remember if it was something that bit him or something that he touched somewhere, because they go to some really gothic places,
right? Okay,
so something somewhere he does pick something up. I can't remember how it is, but something happens to him, and I think they do trace back to when he got it. But he starts to manifest these abilities as well. Yeah, man. His body transforms, so he can start to like see in the dark, for example. He's
a wolf.
To be honest, I don't know if he's a wolf, if he's a vampire, if he's a bat, but he starts to, he can see in the dark. He starts to, does he try and, I think he starts to eat raw food and stuff like that. He just starts, it's a madness. And then near the end, he starts to walk up walls, man.
So by the end of it, you see the full transformation.
Yeah, he starts to walk up walls and shit. It's like Spider-Man.
It's not a happy ending for him, or does he get away? Or
it's not good, man. Well, I guess once he's transformed, maybe he's happy, innit? Maybe he'll go and find a whole crew of people that are like him, you know, and live happily ever after. But yeah, it's a madness. But he doesn't look good compared to regular folk. But walking up walls and shit, maybe that's a good byproduct, you know, maybe a good trade-off.
That is good. I'll tell you what, man, it sounds really interesting.
It's an interesting film, and also a lot of it, because they're like, I think they're amateur filmmakers or something like that. So a lot of it is like, first person perspective. You see a lot of the film like that. Shaky cam. Not like, the production value is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like a typical Hollywood. You know, shots and stuff. So it's quite, you know, in your face, dynamic, and so it does lend to the film in that way. It's quite good. So it's interesting. I really enjoyed it. I definitely give it a 7.5. Okay, I did enjoy it. It was very different, and it wasn't very like.
And And I was just going to say, like, imagine that though. Like, you go backpacking with your friend, and like you go to like some of these kind of small towns and stuff. You don't know what's out there. Imagine if you do get, you know, you pick up some sort of virus or some
people
shit.
will come. Some people will be happy if they come back with chlamydia, and they go to the clinic, take some pills, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Some people that's okay.
Yeah.
But this guy got another level of virus. It changed him forever.
Oh,
forever.
Shit, man.
Yeah, and I think it's a Canadian film actually.
Okay.
Canadian makers. I think when it came out, I think it was like a 1 million or less than £1 million budget, and it done I think about 4 or 5 million, which isn't massive, but
it
for
made
the budget,
exactly.
which
It's
is
made
quite
his
good.
money back.
Yeah, so.
And then just finally, what I was just going to say was, what is it about horror films that people love? Like, why are they still so popular?
Do you know why?
We can't get enough.
I can give you an answer. It's almost like, you know, it's that thing that you do that you know you shouldn't do, and it's that feeling that you get that nothing else, and that scared horror feeling of that adrenaline ride, the roller coaster. Like at any minute, you know, this could be really bad, but you want to take it to the edge of that experience before you come down. And you just want to be thrilled, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing else can do it. What can make you jump and make your heart really beat? You know, that's when you know you're alive, and your heart is beating out your chest. You know you're alive then.
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah, horror's good.
Horror's
I
good,
love me some horror. I love me some horror. So,
I'm like, I'll watch them, but then I'm like, shit. Like, do I want to? Because I know that they'll play in my mind.
Okay, yeah.
So I will watch them. Like, for example, like Hereditary.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, that one was kind of like, that's like top like this year.
Yeah.
But like The Nun.
Yeah. That was just cheap jumps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That wasn't, to me, that wasn't scary.
Cheap jumps. The Witch. Another A23 one. That's on Netflix at the moment. That's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And you mentioned at the beginning the Haunting of Hill House.
Yep.
That's got a lot of buzz around it. Now, is that for a TV show? Is it or like a series?
It's good. It's good. I'm 3 episodes in.
Okay.
Well, one thing I must say, for anyone that hasn't started watching it yet, don't make the mistake I did. Don't be on your phone. Don't try and be doing some homework. Concentrate, because I'm 3 episodes in, and I'm just about now kind of understanding who's who. Right. Okay. So I'm actually going to start again. Okay. I'm going to start again. Okay. Because this goes not forward. It goes back in time a lot. The time goes here and there. Right. So 1 minute you're like in the present, then another scene would be like 2 years ago. Right. 5 years ago. And you got to really pay attention. So right now I'm a bit lost. I'm going to start again because it's worth it. So it's definitely worth it. Looks time. Yeah, it's good. So far, people that I know have seen it have said it's good. Okay. And so far, from what I've seen, it is good. It's got the guy from Game of Thrones in it, the one that is with Khaleesi, Michael Hussein or Heisman. I can't remember his surname. Hussein. He was the one that was in. We spoke about The Invitation last week. He was in that as well. Okay. But he's the one that is in with Khaleesi, the guy that she sort of she likes. Yeah. The one that's like a. He's like a swords. Yeah, he's like he's like an assassin, basically. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's good in it. Yeah, and you've got a few other good actors as well. A lot of kids in it who are good performers. But yeah, it's a good show. All right. Wow. Good show. Yeah. Brilliant. So that's it for our Halloween edition of the Flixters.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Keep supporting us.
Keep following, keep subscribing, keep letting us know how you feel. Yep. Shout out on Instagram, on Facebook, however you want to shout out, you shout out. And this week's prize, again, as usual, is a free cinema ticket to see at any View or Cineworld cinema of your choice, only in the UK. Okay. You got to be a subscriber and make sure you make a comment. And behind that comment, you put down the number 23, and then we will get in touch and send you your code. Yes. So guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Peace out.